Hello and welcome to the LFG podcast, where we are looking for the small island nation of Grenada. Have you happened to seen it? We have not. Today I am joined by two lovely panelists and our special guest, Robin, from the studio Shine, who is the creator and lead designer of the game StarMade. We will be discussing StarMade and the story of how this game was developed, as well as playing it live on broadcast, because this is the Season 1 finale of the LFG podcast. So when we upload this to YouTube, we're going to be marketing the show and seeing how many of your lovely eyes we can get on it. So make sure to leave feedback in the comments of all of our LFG podcasts telling us how we could make it better, if we should continue production, and how much you enjoy it if you happen to do so. So let's get into introducing our lovely panelists. Nars, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hello guys, I'm Nars. I'm a video game psychology connoisseur, event coordinator, and founder of GG Vogue, which is a New York City-based video game marketing agency that works with small and big gaming brands.
Lovely. Zenerin, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Zenerin. I work for Broadsword Online Games as a content designer for Dark Age of Camelot.
Excellent. And Schema, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Robin. I'm the creator and lead designer of StarMade.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us. I would like to personally thank Team 2G for hosting us right now. I appreciate the host to the broadcast, the lovely, lovely Team 2G, which I happen to be a member of. Thank you for bringing all of those viewers in to watch. Welcome each and every one of you. Today, we are going to be talking about the design of the game called StarMade, and we are going to try to get a very in-depth and technical look at the game. And we shall begin by asking the magic question. Mr. Robin, would you care to tell us a little bit about your game?
Well, StarMade is basically a voxel-based 3D sandbox. It's set in a procedurally generated universe, and basically the gist of sandboxes everywhere is you can make your own game, and the same is true with StarMade. It's currently still in alpha, so there will be a lot of features still be added, but the game is already playable, and it's actually free to play the demo, which is the full game on Steam, and you can check it out if you want. And yeah, it's basically kind of like Minecraft a little bit, but the blocks actually do something. You can build your spaceships, you can explore the galaxy, you can go to planets, and you can do a lot more.
Excellent. And what is the size of the team that worked on this game?
Well, it's been a varying size. At first it was only myself, and I had some help from various sources, but basically programming was always myself, and now we are a team of around 8 people, I think. With texture artists and 3D artists that make the models, and also people who create the website and handle all the marketing and things around the game.
Excellent, excellent. And that's an international team. You all work remotely, correctly? Or is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm from Germany. I have one more person that is from Germany, my lead tester. There's also another lead tester that is from Belgium. Then there are 2 people from the US. There is one graphics 3D designer that is from the US, and my CO that is also from the US. And then there is, let me think for a sec. Yes, my 2D designer is from the United Kingdom. Another, the one who handles the website, also kind of CO, is from New Zealand. And I think that's about, I think we recruited a new member. She is also from the US, I think, yes. She works on the website.
Nice, nice. And
Very
the
cool.
final question in my combo, the original combo, is what engine was this game made in?
It's a completely made from scratch engine by me. There's no real thing that it's based on. It's just made from scratch by me.
Nice, nice, great. And how long have you been working on it, the engine that is?
The engine I've been working for over 10 years, but it's of course a lot different now than it was back then. The purpose back then was kind of general, just to make an engine. And after the decision was made to make the game by me, it was kind of a hobby project sparked off that engine. The engine kind of focused on the voxel aspect of things.
Nice. Thank you very much.
So what was this programmed in? What did you use to make it?
Most of it is made in Java. There's some parts that use Lua, but Lua as script engine is just used for, inputs from people or script managing. But mostly it's made in Java, yes, and using the libraries lightweight Java OpenGL, which kind of gives the interface to the graphics card, and various other libraries that, for example, for the sound and for other stuff, the usual stuff you use for network management and things.
So is there a specific reason you used Java for this one?
I think the main reason was that I was back in the day most familiar with Java. I'm not gonna lie, that was basically the main reason I started. But Java always gets kind of a bad rap of being slow or being crap, and that was maybe true for Java 4, and I think, but nowadays Java is pretty solid and actually not bad anymore. Also, what C++ or C has in performance, Java has in terms of code management and simplicity. So while you can make the game in C++, and it would probably be faster if I did everything perfectly. So that's always the big if that's in the room. What's more likely is that the game would probably about as fast if I did it in C++, because there are the reasons why the game is as fast as it is probably not because of the programming language used, it's because of how the game was programmed. So you can make a fast game in C++, but you always can make a damn slow game in C++. So it's kind of a trade-off. And also, since Java has a good interface to C++, actually, I'm planning to do some modules that actually matter in terms of speed in C++, and then use the Java native interface to kind of call it from the library, and it would just be as if you run at C++. Yeah. So I have the best of both worlds, the simplicity of Java and the speed and performance and optimization of C++.
Nice.
Awesome. So obviously this game is massively detailed, but it's also extremely well organized. From the get-go, we know that there was two different types of team that worked on StarMade. First, there was the former group, and then of course afterwards the group that you have now. Was there like the idea of the birth of the StarMade universe? Where did it come from? Like for you to take Minecraft and take it to the next level, it seems too intricate to be just out of the blue.
Well, there wasn't really a first group, since it was just me basically. I had someone who helped me, but it kind of got messy. But that was just for texture artist purposes. The group after that is basically what the StarMade team is from the get-go. Most of the people I have now were around from the start and were actually players of the game. The inspiration was kind of before Minecraft came even out. It was kind of an idea, since I always like games like X-Wing or what's the game called? Privateer. I'm not sure if that's the full name. Yeah, and I always loved the fact that you could kind of make your own game within the game. And the first approach was kind of a Lego system I wanted to have with modules. There are actually a lot of games that do this kind of style now. But then Minecraft came out and I kind of saw it, and I had kind of to go into the voxel direction, since that was really the only way to make the game as free as possible.
That makes sense. So, what is the rough overall playable area of this game? Because this is basically, I don't want to say it's an entire universe, but this is at least an entire galaxy. Is that true? What's the scale in terms of real units and in-game units in that regard?
Yeah, this basically you start in the very center of everything, which happens to be just one galaxy, but there is actually more than one galaxy. Um, the game's sector extend to one integer of number values, which is I think over 2 billion or 3 billion, I'm not sure. But if you basically extend this in all three directions from your starting point, you get around 8 quadrillion sectors or something. So with a server speed of I think 50 or 100, it would kind of take 10,000 years to fly from one end to the other.
What? Can you say that one more time? How many years?
Yeah, 10,000 years.
At max server speed to fly from one end to the other?
Yeah, you could be a little bit faster with the jump drive, but you would still make it in a lifetime.
That is amazing. Wow.
That is crazy. I mean, just when we were playing, like I was trying to, when we were looking at the map, trying to get our bearings, I was testing to see how far I can scroll back, and I scrolled back so far that I didn't see anything anymore. It's all black, so I can't even imagine going to the other side of the galaxy.
If you look at the map and scroll out, you will see the next few galaxies, but you would actually have to go there to have the next galaxies that are next to spawn in, basically. And that's where it's actually possible to have this big size, since it doesn't take actually any performance away from the game by having this big, since it's organized in sectors. A sector change is once you cross the border of a sector, and it's a one-time thing, so it doesn't take any network data away. If you have 3 integers or 3 shorts, it doesn't really matter, since once a sector is kind of loaded, it has an ID, and that ID is smaller anyways than anything else. So it basically, having this big of a game doesn't affect the performance at all. It always depends on how many players are actually on and how fast they explore. I mean, it doesn't really matter if they have explored a big range, but if there are like 100 players and they're all flying at max speed, that's where the actual performance hit comes in, since everybody is basically feeding data to the generator, and the generator has to keep up.
So it would be a little bit of a performance hit if, like, let's say 100 players and each one was in a different sector as well, because then it would have to manage each individual sector. So I have a question about this going into performance. What exactly does the min and max memory do when we're loading up the game?
Well, those are basic Java options. Basically, the max memory says how much memory the program may use of your RAM. And
because when I first started it up, I just left it at the basic settings that it had, and I tried to fly to the first planet, and it ran into an issue, and it kind of popped up a little error message saying, hey, you might want to change your min and max memory and all that sort of stuff. So so that's to help load in all of the stuff in a sector. Like,
the main issue was that 32-bit programs can only allocate 4 gigabyte at a time, and much less though, because the Java process takes a little, the operating system takes a little, so that's very funky. So if I would have Java to actually grab more memory than is set on some systems, on some very old system, that would cause issues. So I left the default at a very low end value, so older computers wouldn't just randomly crash, and newer computers would get this message basically that they would have to increase their memory. And the min memory is basically just a value that mainly only servers would have to use, as it's basically telling Java to instantly use that. If you set a max, it's the max memory that Java may use, but it doesn't use it until it actually needs it. If you set a minimum, it will use it right away. So if you know that starting up the game, if you have a big starting sector and you know it will take like 1 gigabyte instantly, you can set the min, so you would avoid Java having to allocate the memory bit by bit.
Yeah. So what would you suggest? Like just go straight to 4 gigs? Like
you can basically set it if you are on a 64-bit system. You can set it as high as your RAM is basically without a problem.
Okay. That's awesome.
Since Java does, keep the minimum at the value it is by default, because then Java doesn't take more than it actually uses. And the game is built to kind of be very, very scalable in that regard. So big objects don't really take much in memory.
Mm-hmm.
So,
are you planning to
change
this again in the future? Like, are you planning to make this different, or do you think that like this is at a good spot at this point?
There is a new launcher in the works, and it's going to release very, very soon, within 1 or 2 weeks, and it will have those settings a lot more fleshed out, and it will have standard settings for 64-bit, so it wouldn't actually matter anymore.
Good, cool.
So how much procedural generation is involved in this galaxy, and when does procedural generation occur?
There are a lot of layers of procedural generation, basically. There is your universe, which defines the galaxies. And within the galaxies, they create themselves in a random shape, which is kind of procedurally clustering stars. There are galaxies that look like just a big bunch of stars in the middle, and then there are galaxies that have like arms stretching out to the sides. But they all are really different depending on the seed. If you use the same seed, you get the same galaxy and the same universe basically, and also the same planets. The seed goes down to the very little stuff.
Wow.
And below the galaxies, you have the systems, which are 16 by 16 sectors, and each system has either a star or another object in them, or no object at all, which would be a void system. The void systems are basically the empty space you find around. And if it's a star, it would spawn planets on orbits around the star, and the star also could have different colors depending on the generation. And from there, the orbits also define what temperature this planet will most likely have. And from there, the asteroids. The farther an asteroid is from a star, the colder it is. So it's more likely to find ice asteroids far from the center and find lava asteroids close to a sun. So you can kind of, since every asteroid has a set resource, you can kind of know what to expect depending on how far an orbit is from a sun, since there are planet orbits and there are asteroid orbits in your map. You can look if you look at it.
Right. Yeah.
And from there, each planet is procedurally generated. There are plans to completely redesign planets, but I can't talk too much about that since I don't like to talk about stuff that hasn't been done yet. Right. I don't like to promise stuff, to be honest. It's just a thing of mine. If it's not done, I have a hard time talking about it.
Sure,
but
no problem.
I hope to make them a lot more consistent and prettier looking, and of course, maybe even a lot larger.
And then, so we talked about how it starts at the grandest scale and it moves into each smaller scale in the process of procedural generation, which is, it's actually fairly intuitive. It's actually more intuitive than I expected. And then now in the game, players are highly incentivized to get particular resources. And how did you handle the distribution of those particular resources throughout the games in both type, because there are several types, and quantity and location? How did you end up balancing that out?
At the moment, it has kind of a loose balance, but it's still a little bit balanced based on how far an asteroid is from the star. Then we have a very flat random chance of resources spawning on a planet. So if something is rare, you can still get it on a planet, which spawns random resources. For a time, there was kind of a resource crisis, since there was a bug where a certain range of temperature didn't happen really, and those kind of asteroids didn't really spawn. So people were always looking for those kind of resources. This has been fixed since then, and there's also now a system in place where servers can have asteroids respawn after a certain time. This has to be replaced, though. We are looking into different gameplay aspects to kind of have the players invest their in a way resources they made throughout the game to get more resources that are physical in blocks. So you always have a block intake and a block output. Blocks that basically the main input of blocks is just the pure generation, since you have those blocks generating, and the block output is the crafting, for example, and selling blocks to shops, which is not really the output since you can buy them back, but since they cost more if you buy them back, some blocks are expanded in terms of value. And we are looking at those kind of generations, how many blocks do generate in one system very closely to balance the game according to that. And later in the game, there will be options to use, for example, faction points, which you can gain if you're in a faction, to kind of respawn asteroids, or to have kind of a to trade with other factions, maybe even the trading guild, which is NPC purely, and you can kind of get more resources there, and you would basically the game would kind of not force you, but would like you to expand, but you could also have the option to stay close to one area if you so want to. There are advantages and disadvantages of both options, since expanding, of course, you get more resources quicker, but you spread yourself out, so you are more attackable. And this is the kind of balance I actually want in the game. So you can still do what you want, but it would have logical consequences on what you do.
Very good, thank you.
Now, I just wanted to say, like, the interesting thing about this game, and it's parallel to a lot of games that are either coming out or have been out, such as Eve, Dreadnought, No Man's Sky is another game that's corresponding to this. I find this particular game very distinctly different in the fact that it not only is generating as you play it, but the experience that you get, kind of like there's a term in psychology when it's kind of like when something's bigger than your own being, you kind of have to muster up the faith and the confidence in yourself in order to traverse into this unknown, this unknown, I guess, this galaxy in itself. Was there any sort of significant difference you yourself saw in StarMade when you went kind of from a design perspective? Because I can only see this from a psychological perspective, viewing it as a player. But from a design perspective, you obviously had to inherently want something in it that's going to be distinctive compared to other games like Eve, Dreadnought, and No Man's Sky.
My basic principle was from the beginning of designing the game to never look at another game. I have maybe played Minecraft for 5 hours in my whole life.
What?
Yeah. And it's basically because I knew as soon as I would look at similar games, I would subconsciously kind of get those ideas in my head, and I didn't want that ever. So I kind of made my own thing for the longest time. Of course, I have seen a lot of footage of the other games now, but it's really a different thing entirely now with them. The focus is different in StarMade. It's, I think, a little bit more similar to older games where what you get is what you have, and you go with that. So basically, everything you do in the game stays the way it is. So if you blow up a planet, that planet will be gone.
It's gone.
It's not there anymore. It's permanent. So I always like that aspects in game, and I think a lot of games that are similar nowadays, they don't really do that kind of stuff. This massive scale, permanent, consistent kind of universe.
Yeah,
Where you really
permanence
have to
is
organize yourself.
Yeah.
permanence is a big thing in this game. I noticed that it's very similar in Minecraft, but at the same time, like I don't really ever have the feeling of I need to start a new game in StarMade, you know. And when we were coming over to the test server, I thought about it too. I was like, oh, but I have all this stuff, this, you know, and so much that I've done, and I know the place, and like, you know, I know the terrain, and now all of a sudden I'm not going to know the terrain. I don't have any of those things, and like that moment of disconnect from the previous game to this game, it's like, so I think you did a pretty good job at that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but it's always the focus. I mean, in terms of the world being filled up, Minecraft is still pretty heavily filled up since you are in a land and you always have blocks around you. In StarMade, there are big gaps between those worlds and blocks, but yeah,
Yes.
there is a lot of stuff to do between those blocks still.
yeah,
And I also noticed that right now the planets, although they have quite a bit of blocks, like they have a lot of blocks, and it feels a little bit like Minecraft when you're on a planet because you only have so much distance that you can see in Minecraft, and so therefore same thing is happening here, except that you're losing the distance over the horizon.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different in that regard, but you have a very limited number of blocks on that planet. Like there's a fixed number, and once those blocks are gone, either because you destroyed them or you mined them up or whatever, that's it. They're gone. Like
They're gone.
yeah. I mean, you gotta go somewhere else at this point. And I never really felt like that in Minecraft because as much as we tried to, you know, playing in survival mode mostly, as much as you tried to mine out something or mine out an area, the most that we ever felt that way was when we mined out an area of diamonds, and we were like, oh well, we've no longer got any diamonds in this area, so we have to move over here, so we have to move over here. But we never felt that way with any of the other resources or any of the other materials. And here, what's really interesting is I believe each planet has, and asteroids too, have a fixed resource type, so you only get a certain type of resource. So if you were comparing this again to Minecraft, you would only be able to get iron from this place, you'd only be able to get gold from this place, and you'd only be able to get diamonds from over here. And so you still have to make the trek between the different locations. You still have to kind of think about not just you know, how much you're going to get because of the fixed and limited resource amount, but you also have to think about the travel time, how you're going to get there, what you're going to do with it, and that all is expanded simply because of the ship. Like just having a spaceship, just like it takes the entire game to a different level.
Yeah, and one thing I want to expand upon is actually those kind of experiences. The the planets right now are kind of a wild card since they have two random resources spawned for each plate. The asteroids will always be the same. You have one time of asteroid, and you can be sure it has those two fixed resources attached to it. Eventually, the planets will have a much lower count. They already have a much lower count than asteroids, anyways. So it's more profitable to, if you know what you're doing, to mine the right asteroids. And eventually, there will be NPC-controlled trade routes, which you can set yourself. So there will, if you mine on one planet, you can set it that you want to have this cargo vessel to fly over to your main base and load all the stuff you mine there automatically into your base. And that at the same time opens up an opportunity for other players to come in and raid your mining vessel or your cargo vessel. To do that procedurally, basically, this vessel would only exist in a database as long as nobody's around. As soon as somebody it basically would just change sector numbers each half a minute or something. And as soon as somebody would get near, it would actually spawn in the ship, and then you could raid it. Or, I mean, you not necessarily the raider would win if you send an army with it, for example. And the same would be done for stations, since there would be basically we have all the little pieces down now, or at least most of the pieces down now we need, and now we can finally start making a game. So everything you have now is kind of a toolkit for us to make a game.
It's kind of crazy that you say that when it feels like just as complete, if not more than complete than other voxel games. So to hear you say that makes me very curious and excited for the future of this game.
The main point of criticism is still that there's nothing to do, and I kind of agree with that. And and that's kind of the process I wanted to do to get all the basic stuff done first before I make a game. Because if I would start with all the story mission stuff before that, I would end up in a cluster beep.
Understood. So how have you balanced travel speed in relation to overall map size? I've noticed that most of the servers that I play on is about 300 meters per second travel speed. And I know that there's ways to accelerate beyond that. I think there are overdrives and there are jump drives. But how did you discover that 300 meters a second was a real good speed for?
It's basically simply hardware dependent. Physics works in a way that there are two types of collision detection. There is casting an object, which is the most accurate way, and you would never get any physics bug with that. Basically, you take your object and you cast it into a direction that it's flying, and if that cast gets a collision, you would detect that collision. But that requires you to kind of have a strangely shaped geometric object, which is so complex that it's not usable in games at all. It's only used in 3D programs. The only thing you can cast in games is rays. You basically cast rays, so rays won't ever have any problem with collisions. The way you do actual object-to-object collision is kind of a snapshot. You basically have your frame, your update, which is at best the shortest it can be, and you subdivide the time you have to calculate a frame into different subsections. Basically, the ship has gone 1/8 of the time, the ship has gone 2/8 of the time, the ship has gone 3/8 of the time, and you calculate each time if it had a collision at that time. And basically, the faster you go, the farther apart those different snapshots are gonna be. So you would have, if you go really fast, you have a snapshot that is outside the object, and then you have a snapshot that is already in the object, or
Oh,
on the other side of the object. So that's basically the hardware limitation of a max speed given. The faster the hardware, the more sub-steps it can calculate in one frame, basically. So the better your computer, the faster you can go.
oh yes. So you basically thought that the majority of users had hardware capable of 300 meters a second on average, because
Yes.
the boost does let you go faster than that by a
Yeah,
little bit.
it's basically the first time StarMade came out, it has a limit of 50, totally 50. Then it was 65, then it was 150, and it kind of grew with machines getting better. And
Okay.
it mainly depends on the server itself, since the client doesn't really matter. So if the server is good enough, but the server always also suffers on lag. For example, if you have 3,000 sectors just with people just flying ships into planets, then you probably have not that much time to calculate that one sector physics.
Mm-hmm. Understood. Well, thank you so much. That was a very thorough answer. That's exactly what we were looking for. I appreciate that greatly, sir.
Okay.
Cool. So I actually have a question when it comes to crafting in particularly, because there's a lot of material that's out there. I don't even think we've like graced or grazed even like the surface of when it comes to materials. And I guess my biggest question is because I've also like did a lot of research looking at all the material that's capable and that's out there. Is there any material specifically that cannot be harvested and kind of has to be created and cultivated, that's either for armor or for weaponry? Because I know that weaponry is very, I'm not gonna say that's limited. I mean, there's cannons, missiles, beams, pulse weapons. But is there anything out there that is worth traversing the galaxy to try to find and hunt, kind of like an ultimate weapon or ultimate material that's out there?
Not right now, but
Okay.
it's definitely planned. The thing is for servers is that you can define what ships are gonna spawn as pirates. So you could make pirate ships that have certain resources on them, like advanced armor. So if you would take them out, you could then proceed to mine that ship out and get those kind of resources instantly. While with crafting, you always have to get all the stuff first and then make it. But there will be different resources that couldn't be attained through pure crafting. I think one of those resources in the farthest sense will be the faction points, which will have even a physical representation, kind of. That's just basically a development name, the faction points, but there will be actually a value to it, like a currency, and you would be able to put it in your inventory or in your cargo and drive it around, and it would be a main point for other people to try to take this from you because it's so important.
Awesome. And also, where does the naming convention for some of these materials like Dolomesit, Verat, are they something you guys kind of just like were like, we'll just call this thing Verat and we'll just call this thing Mesit? Is there like something behind it or whatnot?
Well, a little bit, but this was kind of an early iteration of the game, so we didn't really put too much thought in it. I originally had names that were real elements, but since this game doesn't really base on real elements. I mean, what if you have like gold and silver? What point does it make from that to create like a weapon or something? That doesn't make too much sense. So we kind of went with arbitrary names, and yeah, that's kind of what we came up with.
I just want a golden gun. Put gold back in the game, and then we'll have a James Bond 007 golden gun, and we can just and one-shot planets, pretty much.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I
can-
mean,
You can mod this game though, right? So
yeah.
so you guys support mods, right?
Yeah, we fully condone them, and
Okay.
you're free to mod the game. You won't have to fear us coming after you to mod the game.
So you could put in a golden gun.
Yeah.
You can mod it, make your own golden gun.
That is
That's
really cool. Yeah.
One thing I before even people have to mod, one thing I always do is putting everything into config files. So if you don't like the balance currency, you can go in XML files and basically change everything. You can change how a block is called, how much a block costs, every value of one block, add new blocks. Even you can even have a custom palette of blocks that are that you can put in your server, and people would automatically download the new sheet and use those blocks. And then you can change how every weapon works in the game. You can change how weapon connections work. So you could basically mod the game already without even having to dive into programming at all.
Nice. So, do you like look at what other people's mods are? Do you like cruise the what is it, like StarMade.net?
Yeah. There are various mods that are very good, and if I see a good mod, I always try to put mods that make sense. You know, if there's a feature of something that just makes sense, I put it on my list to put in the real game, because there's no reason not to.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, what is the most useful mod that you found, and that you've already put into the game? Like, which one do you like remember and you go, that one was really good and I had to just make it part of the game?
I'm not sure. There've been quite a few actually. Um,
That's awesome. Well, how about this?
think-
What's your favorite mod to use?
Well, there are some fun mods,
Okay.
which I don't put in the original game, since those kind of affect the performance. Like a mod I like very much, where lasers would bounce off of surfaces in the right direction. I mean, it's very fun,
Oh.
but it costs a lot of performance.
Yeah.
But there are also lots of graphical mods, which I'm looking to get into the game, like better thrusters, since they look kind of crappy right now. And but that's generally a thing I want to improve on, is just graphics, since my design philosophy is kind of working from the bottom up in terms of graphics. Just get the game working in a reasonable speed and then improve the graphics, instead of just using DirectX 11, 12 and just, impose that on the players. You have to have a massive machine to even play the game, and you have good graphics. But I want to make the game good first before I worry about graphics.
Right on.
So for an open world voxel type game, this game does have a lot more of a clear objective than I would say other voxel based games have. I myself did not find any interest in Minecraft or 7 Days to Die, etc., etc., etc. A lot of the really basic voxel builders and certain things like that. And in this game, with just a smidgen of incentive, just putting the ship into the game, it was like instantly, I want to have the coolest ship. I want to have the best ship. And I found that even just a smidgen of incentive in this environment really made me partial to playing it. And I've played many of them. Like I said, I've played them. I've been around the block, and none of them really took me. And this game definitely did. It took me, and it made me want to run with it. And, I built a TIE fighter and other things like that. So I just want your opinion is, how do you feel like voxel-based sandbox games can introduce very subtle goals to their own games, very much like you did with your ship? Or how did you go about, well, it's a space-based game, so playing a ship getting in a ship is probably a very intuitive thing for you in the development of this game, but how would you suggest to other people who make voxel-based games to subtly implant soft goals, that they're there if you want them, etc. And if you go down them, that it's very rewarding if you invest the time, etc., etc. Do you care to speak to incentives in voxel-based games at all?
I think the thing is with voxel or voxel games, it's that if you make a game like this, you basically are making a game mechanic and nothing more. So a game can't live on just a game mechanic, or at least most games can't. Like if you make a 2D platformer and you have a nice a game mechanic, let's for example take a simple game, well not simple but a impressively well-made, well-designed game like Portal. You have this one gimmick where you can make a portal and you come out of on the other side. What you could do is program this mechanic and put the player in a room and just leave it at that. And that's basically making a voxel engine. You put the player into something, and as long as you don't do anything about that, the player won't have anything to do. So if you make a voxel engine and just don't give the player anything to kind of build upon that mechanic, then there's not really a game. It's just a tech demo. And I'm happy that you find the game already with goals, but the main criticism again is of StarMade is that there's nothing to do. And as said, I kind of agree with that sentiment. So what I've been doing is create the mechanic of the game, and now we finally have enough pieces. We finally made our portal gun basically, so we can finally go and design levels with it.
And as I've said before, I am incredibly excited because, you know, seeing a ship in this environment made me think like, oh, instant goal, instant idea. And so I'm really looking forward to the design of this game and seeing where you take your portal gun or your most basic piece and where you build from here. So I think that's great.
Thanks.
I actually have a question. When it comes to, because obviously you can fight against pirates, have you ever thought about having like a PvP server or having like areas where, you know, players can go in and just kind of like fight against each other and then thus kind of like create a leaderboard or something like that? Does that sound like something that's in the future?
Those kind of mechanics are actually already in the game. There are PvP servers, and there are servers that partially allow PvP by server rules. They kind of say everything that is in the minus coordinates allow PvP, and everything that is in the plus coordinates is kind of safe to build. And it would kick everyone that would violate the rules. I mean, that's kind of server enforced, but that's in a way what I mean, there are different kind of players. There are the creative players that just want to build. There are the creative players that want to build but also fight, and then there are the pure fighters. There is a game mode of this game that is called battle mode, where you are placed in a personal sector with a shop that has unlimited resources, and you don't have to have any money to buy anything. It gives you basically 5 minutes to build a ship, and you can join a battle with other players. And it would then warp you into the battle, and you would basically tear each other apart, and there would be a winner, and there are even team fights. And after the battle, it would teleport you back to your own sector with your full ship as it was. It basically would just copy your ship from your personal sector. You could build a ship better than you had just now. And you wouldn't have to participate in every fight, basically. And there was kind of an experimentation, and it kind of worked. A big point in this game is that if you lose a battle, you lose a lot of resources. You lose your ship, the design value of your ship, and all the resources that went into it. So what I'm planning to do is that you can still have full PvP and destroy the crap out of each other, but on servers that wouldn't want really full PvP, there would be kind of a dual mode where you could kind of throw the what's it called the yeah, well, you could kind of uh, forgetting the word. What do you do to an enemy to get him to duel?
Oh, like a request, like a dual request.
Yeah, like a duel request, exactly. And you could kind of come up with what each you wanna kind of have on the stakes. Like you could place resources that you would have to pay if you lose, and then the game would place you in a basically in an instant sector that wouldn't be accessible by anybody else. So you could go crazy and shoot each other apart without running into the danger of losing your ship, because it would just be a copy of your ship and not your actual ship. So that would be kind of a way to compensate for servers that don't want players to lose everything if they lose their ship.
So
I
are
want
you
that.
planning to do kind of like dedicated servers? Like, are you planning to kind of set it up more as like an MMO where there's kind of official servers or anything like that? Or do you just, it's like, good luck, here's the tools, everybody can make their own servers and do whatever they want?
Yeah, it's basically ready that way. You can make your own server. It's
Yeah.
free and you can do it anytime you want. There are plans for bigger concepts, but since it's so early, as said, I don't want to talk really about things that aren't done. But there are
Yeah.
plans on maybe clustering servers, and basically if you cross a line, you are on the other server suddenly. So
Mhm.
it would be kind of fun to have different servers, have different areas of the universe, maybe.
Mhm. Cool.
So, the crafting system in this game is incredibly simplistic. It mostly revolves around some basic materials that can be found as you increase through the technical ladder in this game, and as you escalate from basic to more complicated to more complicated. I think there's 3 tech tiers. Is that a fair assessment? About 3 tiers with the advanced, basic, and standard factory,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
advanced, standard. Yes.
Basic, standard, and advanced.
Basic, standard, and
Yeah.
advanced. That's what it was. And so with those, the basic materials of the game that you get just from refining through your player's own inventory, they're always relevant and they're always useful, which I've enjoyed. And I've found that other tech trees in voxel-based games will kind of strand you. They'll say, "Oh, yeah, you got to process all of those basic materials into some advanced materials before you can create an advanced item or beyond." And I found that in this game, it doesn't strand you in doing that. And those resources are always relevant and always viable, which means you have to continuously gather in order to create the larger things. And I do enjoy that as well. Can you talk a little bit about how you designed the crafting system in this game, and how the resources become more complicated each tech tier that we have in this game?
There were a lot of iterations of the crafting systems, and some iterations worked a little bit, but had a lot of disadvantages. I think there were some fixed recipes at first. You would have to buy an actual recipe to put in a factory. And then there were kind of a phase where recipes would be random, so you would get a random resource requirement for a block you want to have, which was kind of bad. Looking back, and from those experiences, we kind of developed a way that it would be streamlined. So every block would have a value based on the basic block it's using. So you could go from a very advanced block back to the very basic materials it's made of, and based on that you could actually assign a basic price, because you know that block is made out of that many basic materials, so it has that price. So it would automatically balance the price, the credit price around that. And that was very handy. And with that came the kind of branching trees that you have right now, where you can look up what a block is made of and put in the resources it needs.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the 3-tier crafting system was kind of a basic thing to say that for game progression, at first it doesn't matter what resource you mine. You have two types of resources you need. You need any crystal or any ore, and you can make anything basic of it. And it's kind of a way to learn the crafting system from that. And then later you see that the crafting actually needs the capsules, which you encounter on the way as you kind of made this stuff before, and you know already that certain resources make certain capsules, so you kind of know how it works already, and that's kind of handy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It wasn't as complicated, and you don't need to have too many different factories or refineries in order to get these materials for all three of the tech tiers. And that is appreciated as well because as a beginner, there's kind of that learning curve where it's what makes what and what do I need? And it seemed like there weren't that many things that you needed to be as successful in your production for what's required to have a really badass ship. So that was appreciated as being a beginner to this game. The learning curve was not so steep in the production of this game. It was very intuitive in that regard. So that's great. And beyond the third tier, is there any plans on extending the complication of recipes and certain things that would be built beyond a third tier?
Yes, there are plans. A lot of those are kind of have to be kind of managed carefully, since it's kind of a tier which, if you do something, it will drastically change the gameplay. So there will be kind of a way to how do you say, to put science into stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Research.
So research, right?
Yeah,
That's
there
the
you go. Okay, yeah.
So there would be different features that would kind of work, like research. I don't know how to explain it right now.
No.
Well, I think I
Right.
can basically. We are planning a quarter system. This system will enable you to designate an area of your ship as a certain quarter,
Mm.
and this quarter would have a
Rooms, yeah.
purpose.
Ah.
If you remember a game like Dungeon Keeper, for example, you have these different rooms where you send your minions to do various tasks.
Mm.
And it would kind of be similar. You would kind of assign your NPCs to go into these rooms, and there would be a room that would be a science room.
Yeah.
And depending on what you place there and how many people you assign to it, and how happy you can keep them, you would kind of produce stuff you wouldn't usually get in the game by purely crafting.
So like research and development department on my ship. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. I like that a lot. All right, that's very cool. I'm glad. That is going to be great. It'll mean like if you have a huge cruiser, you can finally, keep your NPCs you can keep your NPCs occupied like crew. And there'll be intelligent crew that will work for you. That's a smart system.
Yeah, I'm planning a system where it should be relative resource light, because having thousands of people walk around on a ship is not really doable in a multiplayer game. So basically, it would be a system where it would be kind of, I mean, if it would be kind of consistent, but for the purpose of keeping the game runnable, basically. There would be routes between the rooms, and you would see people running around, but if you see it's kind of like if you played a GTA and someone saw a car that the other player didn't see, that kind of stuff would happen there too. This is kind of the only way to maintain a system like this in a multiplayer environment.
Yeah. So in other words, like I wouldn't see his NPCs, but he would see his NPCs. So he would,
Yeah, the people would see NPCs nonetheless. Basically, it would be a path, and the path would have kind of a how much is this NPC progressed. But if you kind of interact with the NPCs and slow him down by kind of placing yourself in its path, then another player that just swaps in might see the NPC a little bit ahead, maybe.
right, in a different place. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So
doesn't really
it'll be
matter.
client based rather than server based for
Exactly.
some of that. Yeah.
And that's the only
Okay.
way to kind of handle it.
That sounds good.
But you still, if you walk around the ship, you finally see people walking around and going about their daily lives. And you can, if it's client-based, you can basically do anything. You can have them sitting down, eating, sleeping, or just arguing or whatever.
Arguing? Oh no, space sims incoming. We're gonna have baby drama in space where no one knows how to change a diaper. So let's see here. I think on our schedule we are getting a little close to the first hour. I think we were going to go to 1.5 hours of talk. I lost track of time because we usually start the broadcast at a particular time. So let's take a break for 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and answer a few more questions when we get back, maybe just 3, one from each of us, and then let's get playing the game so we can progress and see this game and put a hands-on approach to it. So
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, perfect. I will see you all in 5 minutes, and thank you so much for tuning in. I will be interacting with chat now for a few minutes, and while our guests are on break, and I'll see you all back here in a couple moments. Thank you for tuning in. Hello and welcome back to the LFG podcast for our second segment of the show. We are going to ask a few more questions and then we are going to get right into playing the game, which is the first time that we've ever done that on our broadcast before. So we're very excited to play games with the actual devs as well as a new guest that has joined us. Mr. Chris, would you care to explain yourself or welcome yourself or introduce yourself? Explain yourself, young man.
Hello, I am the social media manager and I design assets for the game as well. And in general, just help out where I can with the rest of the stuff that goes on in Shine. And of course, as I said, I am Chris. I don't know if I said that. You said that.
I did. Yep. I stole it from you. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask a few more questions, at least one from each of us, and then we're going to get right back into the get right into the gameplay. Let's begin with one from me. Is how did you go about balancing a player's time spent gathering resources and refining resources versus piloting and or exploring? And what was your intent there? Which did you want players to do more of, so to speak, or which were you hoping for players to do more of?
Well, the basic incentive for the final version of the game would be that you could do both well, and you could do both very, very, very well. And you could only do one of those things very, very well because you have to spend your resources and your time on it. So in essential, I very much want to go away from the good for everything approach, where you can do everything the best that everyone can do. So I want there to be miners, and I want there to be traders, and I want there to be pilots and fighters. And of course, at the current state in single player, that is kind of lacking since you are all by yourself. But eventually, there will be NPCs that would help you on your task, where you would in multiplayer have a human player by your side, or even a faction that you could trade or basically make business with as a pilot, maybe. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Making resources, depending on how organized your faction is very easy. So you have a faction that knows what it's doing. It would produce a factory that can basically make anything in seconds. So and also would put up mining ships for you and your crew that you could take up and just eat a planet in the mere second. Then yeah, basically resources would become a non-issue. But if you don't know really what you're doing, you kind of have to decide on what to really learn, since those are very intricate parts of the game. And I mean, a good miner is not a good fighter, maybe.
Yeah.
It takes a lot more to just shoot a mine. It takes more to take down a ship than to shoot a mining beam.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so you have to specialize your ships in that case, and outfit your ships appropriately. And he kind of blew my mind earlier, Robin did, when we were discussing how to outfit our ship for, and we're going to build a ship here soon, so stay tuned. But we were talking about how to outfit the ship when we were gathering materials, and he was like, well, why don't we just put a tiny ship inside of our full-size ship, and then every time we're close to a planet, we'll just fly it out and mine with it. And I was like, so it kind of gives you the idea of having a carrier and having ships within ships, which is totally feasible. So that is cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's great.
Not only that, but every dock ship is basically on a rail, and you can use those rails for anything you like. Basically, if you put a rail in a straight line, anything you dock to one end will move to the other end depending on the rail's direction. And you can basically make a sliding door, a mine cart that you ride, a ship that will come out of the ground, or anything you like. And combining that with the logic of the game, with the logic blocks, you can make basically anything moving. You can have a hatch that will open up, and then an elevator comes from the bottom that puts the ship up on top, and you can just enter it. And as you undock, a logic signal would be sent out to send the elevator down again and close the hatch.
Yeah, that is crazy. So yeah, the fact that you can have the logic and you can easily store the ships and you can set up very easily very complicated systems in the game is excellent. Something that you might do with the red ore in Minecraft with their logic, except it's simpler. Like we said earlier, you can connect blocks to blocks in this game, logically speaking. Blocks have menus, and you can just walk over and connect them, logically speaking, in most cases, which is pretty great on its own. So that's great. So you talked about a lot there, and I just want to touch on a few things. In this game, there are resource gathering criticals. So your time investment for gathering resources in this game is generally really efficient, because the more you're generally seeking out ore, the more you get your criticals as you go deeper and deeper into structures and certain things like that, which is great, speeds it up. And if you gather a little, you end up making a lot in this game. It doesn't take a whole lot of gathering time to make a big ship, or what I considered a big ship because I'm a noob.
If you know what you're doing, you can make a lot.
Yeah, with a little. And it's a good return on investment, not only of your resources, but out of your time. So if you end up dying, that death is not so bad. And actually, you keep your materials in your inventory upon death. Is that a server setting, or is that an intended gameplay mechanic?
That is a server setting.
Okay.
So you can lose anything from your whole blocks to just a percentage, to just a percentage of your credits, or you keep all everything. It's really a server setting. And there's also various things in place to avoid spawn camping. Like, you would be protected from losing anything if you die within 5 minutes of your last death. So yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that is good actually. So excellent. What is the most complicated recipe in this game at the moment? What is the most complicated thing to produce in this game?
I think from scratch that would be kind of the more advanced armor blocks, like advanced armor. If you enter that in your advanced factory and look at the graph, it would be quite big. There were times where those graphs would be much bigger, but yeah, in terms of keeping the game simple and complex at the same time, it would have to be kind of streamlined. Yeah, so you have a big block, big graph, but still not something you kind of would need a professor to figure out.
Excellent. Oh, that's fine. That's fine, and not having to require a professor to figure it out shows that the game is of the right complexity. Because sometimes in games like Dwarf Fortress or other things like that, you're just kind of like, what am I doing? What am I
I
gonna
mean,
do?
I'm not saying that StarMade is free of all stuff. There's a lot of stuff that you don't really know while just playing the game without looking it up.
Mm-hmm.
That can make the game a lot easier for you. Like I explained before, like putting the power reactors in a certain shape makes it more efficient, for example. But this is all stuff you don't really need to be good. Um, it's basically just min-maxing. So if you're already an expert, then this stuff really won't really confuse you too much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of, I try to make the system based on a few concepts, and those concepts would repeat always, like the connect feature, where you press C on one block and then V on another block. This kind of concept is repeated for basically every system in the game. Be it a weapon, be it connecting two weapon computers together, or be it a logic connecting to a light block. It's always the same kind of system, that you kind of have to have a controller and several blocks that are controlled by it. Yeah. And that kind of makes it, as soon as you get this concept, you kind of get the game. So yeah, there is kind of a steep learning curve in learning that, but once you get that system, you basically can do anything in the game.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm pretty slow to pick up on sandbox games or voxel-based games, and I'm kind of slow to pick up on most new game mechanics in general. But I feel like I got this one pretty quickly. I guess I have cheat codes because I have a chat. I have Twitch chat, but I feel like I picked up on this one really quickly. And as soon as they told me the basics, I understood and I was able to take off. And my audience noticed. They were like, wow, you really got into this really quickly, and you started liking it a lot more.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Not everybody picks it up as fast.
Yeah.
It's probably kind of the kind of I mean, it's not that easy, but it's not hard. It probably depends on the person, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really mean you're stupid if you're not picking it up. It just means you kind of have a different understanding on going into the game and what you expect, basically. I think that people that don't have as much background in voxel games have an easier time picking up the concept, since you expect a lot of things to be similar to other games, and if they aren't, you kind of don't consider trying it out.
Yep. All right, Kevin and Nars, we'll take a question from each of you, and then we'll get into gameplay, which I'm very excited about.
I was gonna comment real quick first about the fact that because it looks really similar to Minecraft, I think that a lot of people expect the same behaviors as Minecraft, when all of a sudden what the reality is that you have to expect a lot more. Like, there's a lot of complicated moving parts to this game that you do not experience in something like Minecraft or Terraria. So I think that that's a point in the favor of StarMade, but at the same time, like, a lot of people would say, oh, well, I didn't need it to be complex, but I don't know. I think it's a benefit.
Mm-hmm. And for those watching at home right now, my ship is actually under attack in this clip. I'm heading towards a planet that I've had my sight set on, and a player is attacking me. You'll notice that shots are coming through, and my thrusters and blocks are disappearing because I'm getting shot at. But eventually I pull some evasive maneuvers and get him off my tail, and I'm able to go about my business mining and get that ship rebuilt. But it was a pretty cool clip. I thought I would include it. I had to do some barrel rolls, just like Peppy taught me, and all that business.
An interesting meta that developed kind of from an unintended feature, you may call it. Basically, you can have a jump drive, as you already know, which can warp you up to 8 sectors far.
Oh, wow. That's far.
basically.
Travel time, that's like over an hour, right?
No,
Not
8
quite.
sectors.
Depends on sector size.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And basically, the time it would take to fill up your warp drive to warp those 8 sectors would just be dependent on how many warp enhancers you place as modules. So you could always fill up a single block of your warp drive, and you could have as many warp drives as you want. So people would go and put their ship full of warp drives, so they would have their whole hotbar full of fully charged warp drives to basically, if they get attacked, they just warp. And I mean, refilling would take some time, but they have the time to just fill up every warp drive they have on a ship. None of them has any enhancer on it, so it's very cheap for them. And that's kind of an unintended feature that people could go into battle and then warp right out, but it has been fixed since now there is a block in the game that can prohibit warping from a 1 sector range. So if you warp in to attack something, you can't leave anymore and you're kind of screwed.
That's a 1 sector range, that weapon? I've seen it, but it's 1 sector range?
The warp inhibitor, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically 1 sector. So if you want to attack something, but it's 2 it's if I say 1 sector, it's the sector you're in and all its neighbors, basically.
Wow. That's really powerful. That's good. Maybe I'll build one of those.
And you can put it on a ship, and if you kind of follow the guy that wants to warp away, then he can't, even if he escapes.
Yeah, I noticed that was in there, the jump drive inhibitor. It's like, well, I don't think we need one right now, but it's okay. I won't build
Yeah,
it.
if you build a station that doesn't have a home base feature, to explain really quick, if you make a faction, you can declare one of your bases or a planet plate or a whole planet as your home base, and that is non-attackable.
Okay.
In most circumstances. So you basically have a safe space where you can dock all your ships when you log out, and none of your ships will be in danger of being destroyed. So
Nice.
you don't have to worry about people coming in and griefing.
Yep.
The only circumstance where your faction home base would be attackable if you go wild and take systems all over the place and expand more faction points as you actually get.
Right now, I think I'm the only one who's not playing, so we might as well just jump into the playing of the game. I think at this point. So I'm gonna
At this
One
point.
question.
yeah, because I hear them clicking, and I know you're mining, and I'm just not contributing to the team at this point. So let's get into it, boys. All right. So the screen that's normally used to play pre-recorded material is now live. This is my live game. Whoa! And we're gonna play for at least an hour. We played for an hour earlier and set up a little base on this planet. You can see we have some lights set up. We cleared away a lot of the resources in the area and certain things like that. And we have our factory set up with some of our power generators and power capacitors and certain things like that. We both have a basic, standard, and advanced factory here with some factory enhancers, meaning that they produce much more quickly than normal. We have some of these factories linked directly to one of these block inventories, which is gathering the materials out of certain factories and storing them in these crates back here. And that's what I meant earlier when you can connect blocks to blocks in this game. You can just connect them. You don't need any kind of fancy redstone material or anything, switches. Nope, it's just a block that serves a purpose to gather this and move things and other things like that. So it's a really great game. And we want to build a wonderful ship for you, because the entirety of the podcast, we've had this going in the background, and it's been producing either hull pieces. These factories have been producing hull pieces or other things. So we should be ready to build up a ship probably soon.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we
You should
are.
grab your hull pieces, and we could probably do that. So the question is whether or not we should go out into space and build it, because, I mean, why build a ship on the ground when you've got all this space to use?
Mhm.
We could also put together, I believe you could put together a station, is that correct? You can build a station?
Yes. for the one-time expense of 1 million credits, you can build a station anywhere. Or what you can do is find a neutral station and buy it. And your expense would be 1 million plus the
Wow.
price of every block on that station. So it's quite expensive.
Oh. Yeah.
What you can
How
also
cool is that?
do, yeah, but if as soon as you buy it, you own every block there, so you can kind of strip it down and sell every block. If you just going in with a mining ship and mine down the ship, everything you would get is just scrap. Basically, that's to prevent players from exploiting the game. This was the case a long time in StarMade, that people would just every time a new server would be started, and people would just fly out and mine every station, since we're actually getting really good blocks instead of just dirt.
Mm-hmm.
And now basically every neutral station is scrap. So as long as you don't buy it, you get scrap, which is still worth something. You can still put it in your factories or your finery, and you would still get generic resources like the what's it called, the alloy metal mesh and the crystal circles, but at a very low conversion rate, like 10 to 2, I think.
Okay. So I've got about 1,000 gray hull. Who should take how much hull?
They're
Like,
over here.
Do we have to
just-
distribute it?
Well, yeah. So the question though, like I asked, is like, should we build it here or should we build it in space? It might be a little
In
easier to build it in
space.
space.
Let's build it in
Yeah.
space.
There's
So-
a feature that you can basically have a personal cargo space. So if you put it in a box right here and go up to the box and set it to use as personal cargo, you can access this cargo anywhere in the sector.
What?
So
Okay.
you can
That's
basically build with it.
crazy.
And
Oh
we can all
my
do that with
God.
the same box, correct?
Yes.
You just
So
blew my mind.
Everybody set this one here to use as personal space and cargo, and then we can just pull the gray hull out of there whenever we need it, whenever we're up there. So I also have here some extra alloy and some crystal composite, so I'll throw those back in there.
Yeah. Wow.
And then we can load up on our tiny little salvage ship and go find an asteroid.
Yeah.
So what you do to activate it is just go in an inventory and just hit the cargo tab, and
Yep.
it should display whatever you.
Oh, I see it. What?
That
Crazy.
blows my mind because I made
That
a
is
factory.
awesome.
I made a
Wait, don't leave
factory on a planet, and I didn't want to leave the planet to go far away and then come back.
You can
Yeah.
only use it in the same sector though, so
That's
you can't
fun.
just go anywhere.
Sorry, Nars, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was like, don't leave me. Don't leave me.
Are we all
Imagine
loaded
just
up?
getting stranded on a planet.
How do I sit? I want to sit down. How do I do it again?
Press O on the
Oh.
edge.
So if you do get stranded on this planet, there are 3 ship cores in the storage container over there. So are we all loaded up?
Yep.
All
I'm
right.
aligned to it. I'm not sitting, but that's okay.
You're not sitting. You're not. No, you're gonna fall off. Oh, he fell off. Is he falling off?
Who
yeah,
did?
he's not aligned to it.
I'm not?
Press the O button.
I thought I was.
Yeah, press. Yeah.
Oh, now I am. Now I am. You're right. I was going to fly off. All right, we're
Yeah.
good.
How about now? Are we good?
We are good. We are
Yeah, he's
s-
aligned, but he's not sitting down.
Oops.
Oh, crap.
Whoa!
Crashing.
Bro.
Oh,
I
crap.
always think of
Wait, I got to
Press,
realign.
We left. We
Spacebar.
left.
I got to realign.
Right there.
Basically, if you are just aligned and not sitting, and the ship turns upside down, then you fall back down to
he
the
wasn't
planet.
aligned.
How do I...
Right.
He was aligned, but he re-rolled, and basically he fell back down to the planet since it was checking for it.
Honestly,
So it's the best thing to do is to just sit.
it-
or
yeah.
anything.
All right, hold on.
There
There.
you go.
There. I'm sitting, right?
Honestly, I think the most beautiful
Yeah.
thing about this game is the entering and exiting orbit. It's just, it brings you to a whole new different level. You're like, oh my god, there goes our little camp. It's gone.
Bye, camp.
Bye, camp.
All right, so where to?
Just right
Find
here,
a-
probably.
asteroid.
Space, yeah.
Yeah. Just
Oh, I wanted to find an asteroid or something like that, so we could.
Oh.
Like, put the,
We could.
or
down a-
find a shop maybe we could park at.
Good idea.
A shop is nice to get some there. If you really need a resource, you can just get it there quickly.
Sounds good. All right.
Oh, there's some
so-
other players in the area now.
Yep.
If you press N, you have your navigation panel. You can see there's Chris
Hello.
coming up.
Mhm.
There's also Schnellbier, which is behind him.
Yeah.
Is that a
If you
whole
press N,
ship? It is.
Yeah.
You-
We spawned without any resources and no money, so we had to give them something.
Oh, that yeah.
There's
That
a
I think
there's
they
a
will now
station by
follow
us.
us. Yeah.
We are.
There's an undiscovered station not too far from us. I was just looking
Yeah,
at
you
that.
can. If you go into the map with P, you can double click any station and then plot a path to it. But we have to be wary, since that it could also be a pirate station. But
Yeah, there's a pirate station right next to us.
So if I double click it, it sets a waypoint for me.
No, you have to press plot path, or you move it. You can move with the WASD buttons to
Mhm.
go to the sector you want, and then if you press plot path, then it would set a waypoint that you can see in
You have to double click what you're looking at. And
island.
then
Got it.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a different sector though, so we won't be able to access the.
Yeah. We should just
Yeah,
create a
correct.
spaceship. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
if
yeah.
you want to access the box, we would have to get back to the planet actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just works in the same sector as that.
Oh, we left the sector. Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we did.
Because our
Oh,
ship
wow.
is fast as heck.
Yeah.
It's got like 4 or 5 thrusters on it, so.
All right. Cool. All right. Let's do it. Let's go.
quick.
Can I go into
Or
build mode?
We are not in the same sector.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
are we
still
not
like
yet?
no.
We,
Oh, now we are.
now we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
All
we
right.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. Cool.
Stop and it should be good. I think it should automatically still. Yeah, we're still tethered to the cargo, so that's good. I
So-
think the first thing we should place is a few boot blocks. Maybe.
Boot locks. So we can
Build,
stand.
build blocks.
Oh, build blocks. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, let me.
I've actually got the ship, so the SS Tritemare over here. So there's a spawned block for the thing.
That's another ship core, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is we're building 2 ships.
Well, so I figured we have the salvage ship
Okay.
that we could use to like run around and grab stuff if we need to.
Oh.
And we can go ahead and build on the other ship while we're at
Oh.
it.
Oh, look at you. Okay. Well, let's do it. Wait. I'm sorry. I got into it. I didn't mean to. I will stop it. Hold on. There we go.
Well, you're gonna have to get into it in order to build.
Yeah. All right. So, all right, cool. Is anybody I should put another build block on it probably, right?
Well, each build block enables us to have someone working on it.
Like any computer, right, will work. Like anybody can access any computer on a ship, right? So I should put right.
I think so.
Oh, did we manufacture build blocks? Oh, we did. These are all build blocks. All right, cool.
He built those. Yeah.
All right, cool. So now technically we can build. Any of
Yes.
us may access and build. All right. So what are we going to do?
Good question.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Who flew that
Oh,
ship
snap.
into us?
Oh.
No!
Did I knock you away?
Yeah.
Oh
Little
no.
bit. It's all right.
Oh no.
It's okay. I'm
Hold-
piloting.
Hold shift.
Are you guys good? Yeah, hold on.
Hold shift.
I'm
Yeah,
holding
I'm
shift.
good.
Are we in the same sector?
Yeah, we're still.
Yeah,
in the
you're
same
s-
spot.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
200 meters away.
We're not. Yeah,
There we go.
we just flew a little ways away. That's all.
That's a cool ship.
I was in like full-fledged panic mode. Like, no, it's all over
That was
now.
like a pirate ship.
There's 2 other ships over there. Did you guys build those ships in the time that it took us to just like get into orbit?
No. They needed it spawned in because they had just about nothing.
Oh, okay.
So I gave them one of their own ships.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, guys, are you within range to build for this ship? Are you tethered anymore? Or should I fly over to you?
We're definitely not tethered.
Okay, hold on. Let me
I was, but I moved away.
fly over to you guys. We have no thrust, so small. All right, I'm gonna fly over there. I'm coming up under somebody right now.
Probably me.
Oh. Oh, I see.
All right, this should do it. This is close enough.
There you are.
All right, so I'm out of the ship now. I am tethered
So just
to.
so
I
you
am
should be able to just enter a build block and start building.
All right. I have entered a build block. So you guys too, right? We should collaboratively build this.
Sure.
Yeah.
6 people on a
Doing.
ship. What can go wrong?
Nothing. Nothing can go wrong.
Wait, where are we? Like,
We're-
kind of lost.
We're at this
track.
line of cores and these build blocks. I'll
I have
start.
nothing to build with.
Look, I'm starting. Look at this.
There
Yeah.
we are.
That's it. That's the first line. That's it. This is like a conjunctive story. We can all make a
Okay.
story together.
Can you
You
go
see
in
the
pilot?
direct-
Can you go in pilot mode and then press C? It will align the ship to kind of neutral position.
To who?
If you go in pilot mode, if you press spacebar and then just hit C.
Okay.
If you're on a
If you're,
core right
if
now.
you're in, if you're in,
Oh. Okay, gotcha.
because the core person in the core can also build, and then the
Yes.
build blocks are just to give us another interface into the build mode as well, so that we can build
Yes.
with you.
Yep. Yep. So now we can all collaboratively
Yes,
build
like,
here.
You also
You
always
just-
see in the top where the ship is facing. The
So-
giant.
Oh, I see. Yes, to the design. So that's the front of the ship facing the other ship over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, so. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
the arrow is very
this
useful to
is-
figure out like the direction.
This is the front like this.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
also
Okay.
block the core.
Does it?
So how do you?
Like
Well,
that.
Yeah. So
Do not block the
How
core.
does-
It's
yeah,
bad
you don't want to
design.
block the core.
You said block the
because-
core, then no block the
I
core.
said he's blocked the core. The core is blocked
Oh.
right now. So
6 people building a ship. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Nothing.
I think we have to assign a. We all have to assign probably a symmetry plane, at least down the middle here.
Mhm.
So if you hit the YZ plane in your advanced build mode and just hit the core, then you should be fine with that.
A YZ plane on the core.
Yeah.
All right. Let's set a YZ plane on the core. Got it. All
Okay,
right.
then we at least all place blocks
Yep.
in symmetry.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Agreed. So this is a good beginning. This is a good beginning to a ship.
this is small. Needs to be bigger.
How many blocks do we have?
How much bigger do you want it to be?
We've got.
We've got a
let
couple
me, Let me
thousand.
stack them. There you go. That's how many you got right there.
Oh yeah, I like where this is going.
I'm just watching at this point.
I like the teamwork going on.
Yeah, this is good. I'll fill in the floor.
How do I do the what is it? YZ plane?
Uh-huh.
You said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hold left control when you're in build mode, and
Mhm.
you to the right hand side take your mouse cursor and select that YZ plane, and then you will select a block to place it on, and just select the core, and we should all be in
Okay.
alignment.
Got it.
Oh.
Who's putting stuff down? What is that?
Sorry,
craziness?
that's me.
Alright.
It is so cool to see this come together. Just watching.
We're just like throwing together stuff here.
Heck yeah. The ship is
We have a
getting
little
built.
bit of a cockpit area right here.
I'll clean up a little bit
How
of
do you
this.
clean up? Like, how do you remove it?
Right click.
Right click.
Ah, ha, 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 ha.
There we go.
Cool.
All right, look at this. We got a little ship coming together. It reminds me a little bit of the aliens from the Space Invaders game, right?
This is teamwork, man. Filling in the
Yeah, we got a floor.
That was me misclicking. Sweet.
There's also if you play something, there's an undo button.
Oh, that's
okay.
nice.
What's on
And a
here?
redo button, so if you accidentally undo, you can also redo.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just hold left shift and left control, and you can undo anything you just did last.
All right, I'm gonna go on a tangent here, but I'm gonna say we probably need something over here.
Yeah, I think we need.
Oh,
something
yeah,
on
we
both
should-
sides.
Yeah, we should make like little pots for the thrust, maybe.
Mhm.
Okay, this can be a thrust pod. Let's do that.
I think we kind of have to have a little bit of a hallway down here to kind of lead to our cargo area, maybe.
Okay, sure, let's do that. Is there diminishing returns on thrusters? Like, what's an optimal... Well, the thrust is in relation to the size of the ship, right?
Thrust does have a diminishing return, but at this size, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It probably at this size, it's the opposite of diminishing. It just gets a little bit worse in the terms of 1 million mass or something.
Okay. All right, so what I should do is probably...
This might be extremely ugly what I'm doing now.
No, it's okay. If it's ugly, it's ugly. What I've got to do is start narrowing the ship on the
Chris?
height.
Narrowing.
Are you here? Can you put an elevator in this little shaft right here?
Yeah, I guess so. I need rail blocks. Should I just give myself creative?
Yes, just do that.
Okay.
Got no time for that.
All right.
So what are we building down here? What's this? Down here?
Cargo.
That's the cargo area.
Oh, it's gonna be a pretty
I-
big cargo area then, huh?
We're gonna
No?
devour
No?
planets.
Or is it gonna be a small? It looks a
Well,
little small
If,
there.
if you build the ship bigger, then it's not that big anymore.
Can we make this a planet devouring ship?
Well,
Sure.
we
Might need
didn't
to
really
be a bit
build a
bigger.
lot of. Yeah, we didn't really build a lot of guns, weapons.
We
Might have-
could do
might have
salvage cannons, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do we have a number of those? How many do we have of those?
We've got well, we've got more salvage computers than we have salvage guns. We only got about 6 salvage guns right now,
That's
but I could go
good.
make some more really quickly. See, that's why we have the salvage ships, so we can just fly back over to the planet and go.
Oh,
Well, let's put this into production.
that's right. I guess we need a hangar for your ship.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could make that in the back here, or
Mhm.
we could put up a top piece.
Oh yeah, let's do a top piece actually.
Oh, okay.
I think we need some minor lighting in here. Yes.
Oh,
Looking good.
absolutely. You need lights.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna stand back and watch the ship come together a little bit.
Oh, could we make this part glass, like the middle part where the plate, like the miner thing is gonna land in?
Glass? Where exactly?
I thought we had glass.
I have built some
Oh.
glass in the front, and there are 2 glass columns right next to the build blocks, basically.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Is this another core in the back here? That can't be another core. What is that? What's that
It's
in the back?
it's an elevator.
Oh, okay.
That's so
Does
cool.
anybody have any ice?
I left all that back there, but I can go get it.
Hold on, I might have some. No, I've got some. I've got some on me.
Okay.
All right, cool. I mean, I assumed that we don't have glass, but we could use ice, right? You could see through ice
Yeah.
a
I
decent
thought,
amount.
I thought he had glass.
Oh, you have glass?
Yeah, I have some glass. Yeah, what do you need?
Oh, I was gonna just make a windshield up at the front of the ship here,
It's already filled with glass.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't see it very well in build mode.
Oh. Okay. Yep. I gotcha.
If you want to place it further back, you can just take it out and replace it.
No, 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 no. This is good. I'm gonna have to redesign a part of this now. That's okay though. That's perfectly fine. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, yeah, you did. You put glass right as I was building it. I couldn't even see you do it. That was amazing. You did it right in front of my eyes.
Really? That was like 1 minute ago or something.
I know, I can't see. How do you play?
Also, if you want to do bigger planes, the advanced build mode has multi
This is cool.
placement.
And
Oh,
actually,
to place like a line of blocks and stuff.
Like a line or a whole plane of blocks.
Nice.
Or even a whole box of blocks like this. Can fill up the top just like that.
I think that's good
Very
to do, right? How far does the glass go?
Oh wow.
So what do we need? We need a ton of salvage modules. Is that right?
Oh, what's the undo button? I need to undo several times.
Just hold control and there's the undo button right there.
Oh,
Whoops.
yep.
I just crashed.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The game?
Game just closed.
Oh.
I don't know if I did something.
Could be
I might have-
several reasons.
What did you do?
Was there a
I
message?
don't know what I did.
Or
No,
did it
there was no
just
message. It
Yeah,
just closed.
Sometimes the Java virtual machine just crashes on itself. I mean, drivers can do something nasty, or it could be anything at a point. If there isn't any message,
So we're going to make a big old hangar for these ships, then.
Mhm.
oh
Well,
yeah,
we can always-
we need some.
Yeah, we can always make it a little bit smaller. The other ship. The other ship
Yeah.
we can still modify it a little bit, but for the most part, it looks like it's going to require about maybe like a 3x3 or something like that. 3x3 area to get into and out of.
Okay.
Right.
Um,
Could we do it from like the top part of it? Like, do you think?
Oh yeah, I've already started
Yeah.
this endeavor.
Yeah. Good.
Okay.
Good. I'm gonna join.
Okay, I think we kind of should have enough thrust now to move the ship, but don't do it right now because we don't have any power.
all right, I've got more thruster modules in the cargo. There's like 38 of them. We have power there as well. We need
Okay.
any of them. That's all there. What else do we need?
Basically, the red message you see popping out, it's basically if the server doesn't have any blueprint designated to spawn as enemies, then it won't spawn any enemies, and it will just pop up this message. Since a lot
Gotcha.
of players were often complaining that there weren't any enemies spawning while they didn't have any blueprints set to it.
Oh, okay.
Got the elevator.
I mean,
down.
there
Cool.
are some try out the elevator then. If you go out of the build block and enter the ship at the back, you should be able to try it out now. Would
What else do
kind
we
of have
need?
to-
We need
Nice.
Should probably get some gravity. Doesn't work
Yeah.
without gravity.
Oh, let me put together a gravity module.
Don't worry, I got it.
Okay.
Boom.
Nice.
There you
Wow, this is awesome. I've never had a ship with gravity before. This is all new for me.
Yeah, I
That's
tried it
real
out, and then I stepped out the back door of my ship earlier today, and with the gravity module on, and you just fall away from the ship for a little while.
Yeah, you fall out
Pretty hilarious.
and you can place the gravity whatever direction you want, so you can kind of set it to walk on the ceiling if you like to.
Oh, that's really, really cool.
Where is it actually? I can't see it. Is it down there?
It's in the center part of the ship, if I'm
Ah,
not mistaken.
Yeah, it's in the bottom part.
I can't even tell what the bottom is anymore. This crazy contraption.
Yes.
I've never done anything like this in a voxel game. So far, very satisfying. Oh, okay. I see. You started to build up here, Nars?
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right, cool. I'll close it off.
Cool.
Is the YZ plane working for you?
No.
It isn't?
No, every single time I did that, I'd like mass produce like a bunch of blocks.
That's
Oh.
good.
Well, I mean, it's kind of so it's meant to mirror over and then allow you to kind
Oh.
of place more stuff all at once.
Mm-hmm. Because every
Got
time
it.
you click, you'll be placing 2 blocks.
Yeah.
And if you set it on the ship's core, it'll be aligned. We'll be all aligned to the same place.
Yeah, and you can place it anywhere since sometimes local symmetry is kind of useful.
Yeah, it's like a line. It's like putting it in the middle.
Yeah, Smoke Docs, I can
Buddy.
see it. I'm reading chat. Are you guys reading chat too, by the way? I'm paying attention.
Oh.
I don't see a whole lot going on in chat right now, but I am reading it just so you guys know. And I believe the people who are playing with us also have the chat open. So if you want to fire off some questions or certain things like that, you know, I can fire off a question too.
You can
Where
also
would the-
join us.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
yeah.
That's true. You're also able to play with us on the event server that has been linked into chat. It's play.star-made.org. 4747 is the port. So
Yeah, get the normal port is the normal dev server, so you would have to get the 4747.
oh, okay.
But that's probably where most people are
I
kind of
need some
joining
lighting
the
here.
normal test server right now.
All right, cool.
fine.
Where will the smaller ship come in?
I
To the
think
back?
yeah, the upper backside is where I'm
Okay.
thinking.
Ah, there. Should we have a door there or something?
Probably.
I was thinking to mirror the cargo area, it would come in from the top
The
instead of
top?
the bottom. Yeah, so the cargo
Ah.
area on the bottom. While
Okay.
I don't know. It was just a thought. I was like, oh, that might be kind of cool, but
Should we put a little bit more light in here? It's getting pretty dark.
In
Yeah,
the upper
do that.
part, yeah. But yeah,
oh,
here's
man,
here's
that
another.
thing is big now.
Yeah. So now you can park your
Yeah.
ship in there. You may be able to
Well-
make your ship bigger too. Or we can get a couple of them in there. So I guess I didn't ask this. Can ships ram other ships?
Yeah, of course. They can.
Okay, okay.
And if there's collision damage, they will kind of take themselves out.
Okay.
So I have
Oh,
a
since
mini
it's
board
the small
cube
ship
there.
you wanna park there?
I don't know. I have no idea where we're gonna actually park it. I just kind of flew it in, sort of like.
Well,
oh, hey.
we could kind of make a socket for it.
Oh, really?
Like
Or,
there
or
and
whoa, sorry.
Whoa.
Hey,
Wrong
oh,
button. Wrong button.
did you destroy the ship?
No, no, no. Nothing
yes,
happened.
looks like I took out a couple of boxes.
It's okay. I see them. I'll replace them.
Yep.
Good job. Destroying our masterpiece.
All right, let me get out of this before I do more damage.
We could even put a dock on top of the bay in the back if we wanted to, like a docking unit.
Yeah.
So you put rails, right? Is that correct? So we would
Yes.
use like a rail system to kind of dock it in there in the back.
well, you don't have to put more than one rail. If you just put one rail down, it's just like a fixed dock. So
hmm
like this.
Somebody.
And,
oh, sorry.
you
Go
would
ahead.
have to. Where's the small ship now?
Oh,
it's,
it's
right over there.
just in
North, like
Okay.
up.
I just moved it out because I was doing some damage.
Okay, and then we just need a docker block on that ship.
Okay.
And basically, those two blocks will then kind of be like magnetic to each other in terms of direction.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, I put the small ship here.
Okay, let me put a docker block here.
On the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And somebody in chat asked, is there a limit to the size of ships that can be made?
Essentially not, but you will get problems if you go like a few kilometers. Then it might be a little bit problematic in both. Oh, I tried to salvage it.
Oops.
You will get some graphic glitches and other glitches then, but if you're just a few kilometers off, then it should be fine. If your graphics card can take it. So yeah, this ship is now docked.
Oh,
So
I
if
see.
we fly, this ship will also fly with us.
Nice.
Mm.
All right, cool. Well, it's looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, very good.
Do we have any cannons on the front of our ship? Do we have any salvage computers or salvage cannons on it?
Not yet.
Would you like cannons?
We don't even have power now. We need some
Yeah.
power, by the way, yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't have any power, do we?
And somebody, I expect Chris, is making the ship pretty, putting in all the wedges, as you can see on the side, all the slopes.
Yeah, and the glass in the front and everything.
Yeah, very pretty.
Somebody's
But
like,
yeah, that's basically how you make your ship differ to the people that first play ships. Like, if you can do wedges, then you kind of are in the big boys club.
all right, I want to learn how to do wedges then. Eventually, of course.
Is somebody flying the ship? Because
I think so, because it keeps moving every now and then.
So this is
And-
smart.
Oh my goodness, we have a ton of power reactors. Okay, who put all the power reactors down?
I did.
That is hilarious.
That's good. That they're in a good
Stop
spot.
the ship! Stop the ship!
Do we need some
Who's moving?
capacitors?
Who's moving the ship?
Who is
I'm not
flying the
outside.
Right,
ship?
yeah.
Whoa. Oh no. I'm
Who's
gone.
in the car?
What? No one.
All right,
Wait,
I got
I
the
think-
core now.
I'm aligned to it, I think.
I'm
One
not.
second, I'm gonna reset orientation.
Get in the car.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, we
I got
got it.
it.
Cool.
I got it.
Phew, saved.
So ship is stopped.
Are we still in the same sector than the planet? Can you still use your cargo?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right.
Going back in the ship.
I will hold
Save.
on to this. I will hold on to the core. Make sure we don't go anywhere. All right.
Yeah, I guess we don't have a way for anybody to get into the dock at the top, like our
No.
salvage ship.
We need another elevator.
We do.
And then I guess I'll close the backup,
Or maybe steps up.
All right.
or maybe just make the ship longer.
Where would you like the salvage modules to be placed? We have a few. We have a
Do we want weapons too? Since it kind of depends on.
we may get to that.
So weapons.
I think if you place them on the front of the little cargo area, it could kind of look cool to kind of be like the little attachment that shoots out the salvage
Yeah.
beams.
Yep. Oh, I got you.
And how tall is a player in this game? 2 cubes.
He is not quite. A little bit under 2 cubes. He's like 1.7, I think.
Okay.
So eventually, you will also be able to duck.
Okay.
So there is personal PvP in this game. You can get several weapons. You have your personal pistol, as you probably noticed, but there are also other weapons like rocket launchers and sniper rifles, and there will be a lot more of that. And they will also maybe use ammo at some point.
Now we're out of the sector.
Yep. I just noticed.
Are we still flying? Who's flying a ship?
I just got back into flight mode. I don't know why it was moving somewhere.
I'm stranded. I don't know where I am.
Oh no! Don't leave the people here.
This cockpit
Yeah,
looks
I'm waiting.
amazing. Oh shoot, we might have to find Nars
Oh, gosh.
if we lost
Oh.
her. How
Oh
far?
my gosh.
Can you see
Ow.
the ship?
Where are you?
I'm in space. Lost in space. No, you guys are going too far away. Wait. Oh god.
He's down there.
Not moving.
She's down there.
I don't
Okay.
know where I am.
I think you can hit
Go-
N.
Go
And,
straight down.
Oh, I see you guys. Okay.
yeah, if you hit N to open the navigation panel, whoever's piloting the ship can find Nars and go to her.
Okay. Now
I'm-
hit spacebar on the ship, or just do that. Yeah, that also works.
I'll just like attach myself to the outside.
Looking for the planet.
Oh yeah, because now we need to go back for our own.
Right to your left. To your left.
I can't play this game. I get so motion sickness.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's right there. I am Bloctitus. Who is Bloctitus? Who is he?
Ugh.
I think this is a pretty good ship so far. We have so many blocks. Thousands of blocks. We can make this ship huge. I think we should. I've already started making a hallway out the back of it.
Wait, how many blocks did we place already? It's
There we go.
2,777.
Yeah, that's really good.
Pretty good. All right, we got the cargo back again.
Wow, you made the
Stop it.
boosters look so cool.
They're gonna
The
get
ship is
cooler.
now stopped again.
Oopsies, what am I using? Salvage
There we go.
modules. Never mind.
How do
Now
I
they
ex-
Alright.
look really cool.
The ship is now stopped and in a position.
Maybe we should make chairs so that we can sit down and not like get blown off.
Are there chairs?
There is no chairs.
You kind of can make chairs with wedges right now, but there will be wheelchairs soon.
Yay, chairs!
Real chairs.
Yes,
These
not
are real chairs. You can sit on the.
not
'Cause you can, right? You can
wheelchairs.
still use the sit command to sit on the edge of a wedge, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it'll still work.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's
You,
cool.
you can
Yeah.
sit on wedges too. It has a different
Yeah.
animation, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right.
I don't know exactly what I'm doing back here, but I trust myself.
Yeah.
Got a
Kind
tail.
of looks like a penis.
What? No way! Everything looks like a penis if you look at it the right way. It looks like, to me, this looks like a shark right now. When I'm like away, I'm off and away off to the left side. It's looking like a shark.
A jetpack shark.
It's looking like
It's
a,
got
yeah,
engines.
yes, it's looking like a jetpack shark. I
You
like
can
it.
make the front look like the nose.
Yeah, it kind of already does in a way.
Yeah, the ship is coming together. The top part is kind of boxy still, but it has charm.
Yeah, the charm. Yes, that's all that matters. That's what a parent says about a kid's poor drawing right before putting it on the refrigerator. This is charming. How cute. What is it again?
It's supposed to be a spaceship.
Spaceship, Mom.
All right, so how do I undock this? Oh, okay, I see it.
I like this so far. This is pretty
That's
great.
awesome. How to undock? That's cool. All
Oh
right.
yeah. Can you dock it though? That is the question.
I will find out when I come back after my trip back to the surface.
Oh, are you gathering resources or are you dropping stuff in the factories?
I might have set one of our things to produce more stuff, and I just need to make sure that I don't end up eating all of our resources.
Ah, okay.
Not all of the resources at once.
We're doing pretty good on blocks so far, I think. This is a big... I would say it's a whale tail, but I'm going to stick with the fact that I think this is a shark, so I'm going to say shark tail.
Right, of
It looks
course.
like a dolphin.
Dolphins and sharks look pretty similar until you get up close and then you see the teeth. Pretty different teeth. The chat is saying, quote unquote, that is a beautiful shark. Yes, chat, you're correct.
See,
Nailing
they
it.
understand.
All right.
I made a giant arrow on the top so it mimics your shark tail.
Really? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm seeing it now too from this distance. I'm gonna go
Oh,
up
I
and
can
look at it.
see it. It's so cute. I love all the colors.
Yeah, this is cool. So what we should do... We could... Because you don't want to build...
Maybe we should make this a small hallway all the way to the end of the shark fins, and then put another thruster right on the end, like the red pots we have now.
Yeah, I've got an idea. I wanted to build up, but then I realized the thrusters on the side would actually blow it to smithereens, probably, if it were a real ship. So what I'll do is I'll actually build under this structure that I have made somehow. I don't know when I want to start building under it. Probably about here. Yeah, there. That's not bad. Start building under. And then we could put thrusters on top and a room below if we wanted to. Nope, no.
Oh yes.
Maybe. You think we could?
Probably. Why not?
Probably,
Right.
yeah.
All right, hold on. And let me figure out how deep this is gonna be. Probably. Yeah, you know what? I got an idea. Let's
Uh-oh.
yeah, that's always a mistake for me to say, at least. So what I'll do is I'll build down just probably about to where it would be able to build, and then we'll start. Yeah. Because we could make this a hallway too. That goes under if we needed it to.
Mm.
This is fun. This is fun.
Nice. Okay, I have an idea too. It will probably look pretty ugly, but
That's okay. All of my ideas are looking pretty ugly right now.
This is like 1970s colorful flying shark.
This is what Jules Verne dreamt
Flash
of.
Gordons.
Oh, come on, guys. You know it's fabulous.
Oh, hell yeah. Tarek would be proud. How many did I
That
make?
docking is awesome.
Yeah,
All
that's
right, I like it.
priceless.
Oh, you
Yeah.
just landed? Do you have a
Yeah.
way
Yeah,
to
I just
get...
docked. It was very cool.
Do you have a way to
What
get
is this
back
piece
to the
outside?
main? Are you talking about the whale tail?
I'll use that in a bit.
What's the piece outside for? Is it also for docking as well?
You'll see in a second.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
shit.
Oh,
It's similar to docking. It's kind of the same, but it's special in its own way.
Special docking. Not gonna be good. We're gonna get injured somehow. Actually, see, that's the weird part is, like, if I'm standing in this hallway, how aptly could I walk? It's very narrow. Whatever. How many blocks is this deep off of the tail side too? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 off of this side. Okay.
Oh no,
So that means
it
I'm
a
gonna
turret?
have to.
I missed one.
Do we have a
Is it
turret?
That is not quite a turret. It's a rotating rail block.
Okay, so what does that do exactly?
It's basically the same as a normal rail block. It just rotates your block.
Oh, okay.
It rotates the basically the dock you put onto it. So a rail block will basically drive you in one direction, and a rotating block will rotate you. So if you put another rail in the direction it rotated, then it will just drive off. So you can kind of have corners
Mhm.
where basically you drive in one direction with rails, and then you have a rail rotation block that puts you how many you like in one direction, rotating, and then it drives on in that direction.
yeah, the ship to the right of us has some of those going on with the wings on the side.
Oh,
You just
okay.
activated them. There you go.
I see it. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
I'll have
So
to.
if you You can have opening hatches that go like real doors.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to go look at it for the sake of looking at it because I'm
Swinging
Whoa,
dumb.
the inside of this spaceship is so cool.
What, the other spaceship? Oh, are we flying away?
Yeah.
Are we flying right now? I feel like
Well,
we're
I'm
flying.
in build mode,
No,
but
we're
I
not
can
flying.
move around. Yeah, I can move around in build mode into this other spaceship, which is so cool.
I feel like the ship is flying for some reason.
I am not
What?
moving it.
I am not moving it.
That's
hold it.
unusual.
Yeah, it is. It should be completely still right now.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. That's unusual.
there's some cool stuff happening in this other spaceship.
Okay, now I have achieved constant rotation, so I can now make a satellite dish.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's what you're doing over there. Here, let me get out of the ship.
Yeah, and you can also control the speed of the rotation. So if this is a little bit too fast, and my satellite dish looks like crap, you can probably make it a little bit prettier with.
Wait,
Oh, that's so
wedges.
cute.
Wedges.
where did it go?
Yeah.
All right, I need to see where everybody is. Oh, over here. Okay, show me your rotating bits.
On top of the ship.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. The other ship is also doing that. Okay, now I'm at the top, I think. This is the bottom. I am a fool. I have trouble telling.
Whatever. It doesn't matter what's
Oh, there it is.
top or bottom.
Hey, rotating bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
cool.
That is cool. It's a radar dish. Beep, 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 beep. Beep,
Yep.
beep, 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 beep. Maybe the ship's being affected by the planet's gravity. Not at this point, but that is a thing. That does happen. Now I've got to get into my build block. So can I press X to rotate my character in real life? Or when I'm out of...
Press spacebar if you want to realign with a normal.
Yeah.
Oh, that helps. All right, cool. I'm going to get back in the build block then.
You can also align to the rotating dish, which makes you kind of nauseous, probably.
All right, somebody
Okay.
who's standing next to the dish. I want to see you aligned to the dish. Somebody.
Oh God, no.
No,
Nars
thank
do it,
can't.
you.
Nars.
Nothing. No, I know. I already getting motion sickness already.
I can do it. I'm right next to it.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yay!
Look at him go, guys. Look at him spin. Look at this
Oh,
guy.
gosh. I'm just getting sick watching you.
You should play this with Oculus Rift once.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh, I can't even imagine.
So-
Are you guys
It's
gonna
I was
have that?
amazing.
gonna ask you.
Yeah, are you gonna have Oculus Rift support?
We do support DK1, and then DK2 came out, and it didn't arrive at my house for like half a year. And then I finally got it, and the SDK didn't run on one of my machines. I tried on like 5 machines, including other people's computers, and I couldn't get it to run at all. And apparently now they have an update that kind of fixes that, but now my Oculus Rift is in America.
Oh. Now there's no
so
getting it back.
I'm kind of trying to get it back. Yeah, it's there because we had it for TwitchCon, and I forgot it there, and my CO still has it, and it kind of got lost in traffic apparently or something.
That's how I met you guys at TwitchCon. How did you like that convention?
Oh, it was awesome.
Cool.
So much fun.
Do you have any advice for indie game developers on which conventions they might attend in order to best market their game or to help market their game?
No.
To be
No.
honest, my personal advice is go to an actual games convention, because that was all for the streamers and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's less of a focus on the games that were being showcased there and more on the streamers and that stuff. So
Also,
I would
it was
suggest
like-
going to an actual game convention.
Yeah. The TwitchCon was like 80% a line that stood for the hoodies and Twitch goodies they sold at one stand there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of circling around our stand, which was kind of cool, but still most people were just waiting in line the whole time, each day.
Yeah, they're gonna have merch booths on the one per floor probably next year, depending. is what I've heard at least. But
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was just really wrapping around the whole hall.
So what about a convention that you guys consider really, really good to attend? What about Indiecade and certain things like that?
We participated in Indicate, but I'm not sure. I haven't been there, so I can't really say much about it. I only have the same information as you do. Basically, I don't know which is the best to attend as an indie game. I guess Indicate is kind of cool since it caters to indie games, but on the other hand, StarMade isn't really the out of the box indie game people expect of indie games. Like indie games these days are kind of like indie music, kind of a style of game.
Mm-hmm.
Less the way you made it, but more of a style, like this pixely style with a really deep story and stuff, you know. And we aren't really that kind of indie game, so I'm not sure what our target audience in a convention actually would be. I think we would kind of be targeted more towards standard conventions.
That makes sense.
Like, what's it called? Gamescom or something like that.
Gamescom.
Oh yeah. I went to Gamescom last year. That was mega fun. So another one of the questions is, how did you go about designing the scope of the universe? Did you already know that it was going to be in this really formulaic grid? Or did you, what were the iterations that you went for through the procedural generation in terms of shape? The size is probably about uniform through all of it, but what about the shape?
Well, a main mantra of programming is always divide and conquer. So breaking up goals into little pieces that can be handled better is one way to see it, but also in terms of performance, breaking up little tasks into smaller tasks that could be handled independently is a good way to design things, since you can handle performance on a much easier scale, since you don't have, like, for example, if on every frame I would calculate the galaxy again, then the game would be a slideshow where you could see one picture every 1 minute or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, going from that, the sector system kind of designed itself, since a lot of games I have seen did kind of I mean, it does work, but it's kind of a trade-off in a way. Minecraft did it, for example. It's a, how do I explain this? It's basically how you handle numbers. In StarMade, numbers are 4-byte floats for every object. Basically, that defines where the object is depending on its origin, which is the center of a sector. Basically the sector it is in. If it flies from one sector to another, it will do a takeover of that sector. So basically, the object warps from the front of a sector to the back of the next sector.
Like some sort of a two-dimensional array or something like that?
Yeah, it basically wraps it into another space, into another local space.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, that's how it's handled, and this took a long time to actually work, and you can still see kind of remaining issues with that. Like if you fly, you kind of often see that objects would kind of jump around really quick and then stop that.
Yeah.
If you get near to a planet, it would kind of jerk a little bit and then get okay.
Mm.
And that's kind of the remainder issue. But the advantage with the system is that I can still use only 4 bytes for my position. Because using 4 bytes is a little bit imprecise. If it goes up on a certain number. So the way how floating point numbers in programming work, you have your 4 bytes and you can go above this 4 bytes. So basically the location of the comma or the dot in your number is dynamic. So the higher number gets, the more right, the less digits after the point you have. So if you go like 3 kilometers out, or if you go let's say 3,000 kilometers out, then your number beyond the precision point, beyond the dot, will get a lot less precise.
Mm-hmm.
And to explain it in Minecraft, for example, there was a thing called the end world, or what? Chris, do you know what this was called? Like if you
It's like
go
the-
to the very edge of
The
the map,
far lands or something.
yeah, you could see that the map generation would mess up and it would just produce garbage at that point. People found it cool, but I mean, for map generation it may be cool, but for positioning a player, it's jerky. So if you go up really far and if you wouldn't have sectors in StarMade, and if you go up like, I think 100,000 or 1 million meters away from the center, you would start to see really big jerking, since going from one place to another would just be a bigger distance than it was before, since there aren't as many places beyond the dot anymore. So precision really suffers.
Mm.
So what games normally do at that point is just double up the precision. Just use 8 bytes per variable. And the problem is solved, since that basically is...
It's like mathematical resolution in a way.
It opens up a big space, and this big space is basically the world of Minecraft right now. It's double numbers. It's basically how far you can go, and it's bigger than Earth, a lot bigger than Earth actually. It's pretty good in terms of precision, but the detriment of that is that if you send your precision to a client or to a server, you're sending double the information.
Ah.
So that's the reason why I handled this with 2 numbers, which is the same precision. It has the sector and the position depending on the sector. So you only have to send the sector once, and then you send just the single precision floats, so it doesn't really affect bandwidth too much.
So it's the sector and then the XYZ.
Yeah.
Oh.
Depending on the local sector you're in. So that saves a lot of bandwidth.
I feel like I'm the only one who's building this ship anymore. Is that true?
No, I'm
Possibly.
building the cargo sector area.
Okay. All right, this is good. So we should probably fly this guy around. Once we finish the whale tail, I made some hallways down into the whale tail. You should be able to, if you're inside of the ship. Actually, I'm just gonna try to walk it right now because I am inside the ship. So I'm inside the ship.
Ooh, how do I get in?
To answer Smoke Dog's question in the chat, sector size doesn't really matter if it's sane. If you up the sector to like
Nice.
1,000 kilometers, it will become an issue maybe. So yeah, unless you're going insane, it will never become an issue.
Cool. All right, so how do I get back? What did you guys do?
Oh, I sealed the ship, I think.
Yeah, you have. The only way in now is through an accidental block that I left out in the back.
Exactly,
wait,
Groggy.
come back down. Come back down.
Oh my gosh. So Groggy said, so when the distance number gets so large, it starts to glitch out in 4-byte system. So he created a sector system to correct the issue while at the same time keeping the data stream low using 4 bytes.
That's exactly right.
Cool. That's
15k is perfectly
Who's playing with the
okay.
elevator?
There's no issue with 50k. Even 100k should be fine. It's in the area of, I think, millions where it gets a little dicey.
I'm really proud of
Yellow-
this ship.
The elevator doesn't go down all the way.
The other advantage is that the lower you precision can
Uh-oh.
be, the more accurate your physics will be.
Who's shooting a
Who's pushing
beam?
the button?
Who's shooting a beam?
Somebody
Not me.
shooting.
Somebody pushing the button. Oh,
somebody
okay, I
shooting?
know what's going on. Never mind.
What?
I was trying to go up the elevator, but the elevator wouldn't come all the way down.
Oh, I
The
see.
button is touching the rail and it's activating it when the elevator goes by.
Right.
So then it switches it and it goes back up.
That's what I
Oh.
thought was happening, but I was like,
I see. You guys are building the salvage system in the front.
There we go.
in the
It's all fixed now.
bottom front, yeah.
So
Out of
will
the ship, I have to enter by the shark fin.
we be entered, or excuse me, will we be able to salvage like a planet with all these beams with this big beam array?
This
I
is
don't know if
nothing.
we're gonna be able to. Yeah, this is not much. This is not
This
much.
ship
yet.
is this ship is tiny, basically.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. This is about like a small size ship that people would be flying around.
No way. It's so big though.
That's
So you
why.
have
That's why when you first did the first thing and you were like, "This is big," I was like,
Have you seen what's the biggest ship that you guys have seen or independently?
Well, we could take this ship and fly into an empty sector, and Chris can kind of show off a little bit of his stuff, maybe.
Oh yeah, let's
Yeah.
do that.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
This will be fun.
Yeah.
You
Where's the entrance to the ship? Did you close up the ship? I can't get in.
I did.
yeah, pretty much.
I'm-
Yeah, I think they did.
There's no door.
I don't know how to make
So-
doors. I haven't been equipped.
I'm gonna leave a sector here in the cargo area.
Yeah,
okay.
down in the front.
It's not
Coming
a
down.
whole.
Ah, okay. Okay. Oh,
shame
I'm
this
in
thing
the
doesn't
docking
stand
area.
up.
The thing is upside down.
What's upside
Looks
down?
like it's got legs.
Well, it's not upside down in terms of building, but it's flying upside down right now.
The blockiness hurts. Somebody says in the chat that our
You're
ship is
upside
too
down.
blocky. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really too blocky. That's why we need more wedges.
I don't
More
have
wedges.
any.
Do you want me to wedge it?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna
Wedge it
need
up.
you. We're gonna need you to show us these cool ships that you've got hiding away somewhere. Also,
all
we
the
probably
wedges.
This
need
won't
to.
take long. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm in the build block. Is everyone
I am in a build block as well.
on their seats?
Are you gonna teleport us?
Oh, look at him wedge it up.
No, just fly to an empty sector or something.
How are you doing it all in a row like that?
That's the build area. You can change it with the sliders in the advanced build mode.
Oh shoot! I'm an idiot. I should have done that.
Alright,
Oh, I
Oh,
see it.
Save you some time.
I see it now. Yeah, I could have built this so much easier. Wow, I must say that the ship tools, like the building tools in this game, are incredible. Like, if you're gonna play this game and build a ship, you better be using the advanced controls because it's easier in every fashion. Every fashion.
So, if someone would like to fly us there, I have emptied the flight block, the ship core.
I am in a build block so you can fly away. Is
in the
everybody at
elevator.
least aligned?
Chris, you fly. You spawn
You want
a
me
ship,
to
you
fly?
Yeah, sure.
I was gonna teleport us, but alright. I'll fly us.
Well, if you were gonna teleport off, you would also have to be in the car. Kind of. Well, not really. You
Okay.
bumped that ship, I think.
That's okay.
Is that Nars?
They should be fine.
Inside.
Oh my god.
I see Nars. You're in the cockpit.
In the
Okay.
pilot's chair now.
Hi.
Alright, let me set a waypoint.
Do you even build, bro? Do you even build? That's what's being asked to
We
me right now.
yeah, we apparently
This is an awkward camera position.
Yeah.
Oh
it is.
yeah.
It's in the floor.
So where you place the ship core is where you're going to look from.
If you
Not
have a camera,
necessarily.
What's that?
if you have a
Unless you
camera,
have a
you can
camera, yeah.
yep.
You can
switch
set the camera to a
position.
different location. Sure.
Oh, that's how you do it.
What happened?
You just warp
Uh,
out of the ship. You're still attached to the ship, luckily.
Luckily, I don't know what happened.
Oh,
I was
no.
going towards the back.
Well, there was a bug where you would just be thrown out. At least that's
Oh.
not happening.
This is the,
go to the bottom
Bottom.
area.
Oh right.
Yeah, no, not you.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
see
there's
the
the
door.
bottom
Okay.
back.
A little hole.
Yeah,
and
in
you
the bottom
can,
and the back.
you
Okay,
can call
cool.
the elevator by pressing the button.
Cool. Cool. Oh, someone took
That button on the right. Just press it.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh, that
Elevator
worked
Don't
out.
get crushed.
Should come down now.
my.
Somebody asked if with real life mechanics, would a radar work in space? Does it cover all the dimensions? Yeah, I think so, because it uses radio signal, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that would technically work. What is it that
It's best to sit down since that would throw you out if you sit down.
there's a system in Battlestar Galactica called Dratus, and it uses like Euler math. And then it's also the name of a virtual machine system. If you're a system administrator, you can use Dratus. Actually, Dratus is used to get statistics, right?
Euler math is kind of a basic concept of geometry, so...
Yeah, it's just
you
like
got
saying,
thrown out
I should have just said
I
math.
tried to sit down and it just
Oh,
went,
no,
me.
that's not her, that's you, yeah.
I'm sitting.
Sit on the front in front of the.
Yeah,
cockpit.
I'll just look at the ship from here. This is awesome.
I'm in the build block.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the cockpit.
You're smart. You actually. Whoa,
Wait,
I was.
who's aligned out
further
front?
Don't get too far away, else you would kind of get thrown out of the ship, and
Yeah, it
that
keeps
just keeps
popping
you
me. This
going.
way.
Somebody said a radar dish would only work in one plane in 2D, but if that's true, wait, that's not true. Because it
No,
works
it's not.
underwater
Radar.
on submarines.
Yeah.
Radar depends on rays coming in, so rays
Yeah.
move in
Ah,
either.
it keeps popping me forward like that. That is so weird.
You want me to
it's-
stop real quick?
Probably the sector
No,
changes.
keep going.
Just sit down on top of the ship and you will find.
Do that. Oh, can't sit without gravity? What?
You should be able
Oh,
to.
can't sit on the wedge. Can't sit on the wedge.
Oh,
without-
yeah.
Underwater isn't 2D? Yes, underwater is 3D, which is why I was trying to prove my point that it doesn't only work in 2D.
It's underwater. It's sonar basically.
Oh,
it's
sonar.
Sending out a sound to the bottom and catching the waves going back, and depending how long those signals took, it's making a prediction on how far this point is away.
Oh, so now, yeah, he's probably got a point then. Radar might be a different, that's radio, and so sonar is sound-based. Got it.
It's still 3D. It does produce a 2D image, which I don't know if he means that.
Hmm. Do you even...
Okay.
He asked me, do I even science? So far, we've concluded I do not build, and I do not science very well. I try to science well. It's an ongoing process.
Okay.
Okay.
So
then
what's up, Chris?
some ships. Give me a second. I gotta upload them.
Prepare to be
Um,
amazed.
Oh, I am.
Alright.
Alrighty.
The only downside is that they're all EVE Online ships. Like those are like exclusively the types of ships that I build.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
They're like I like building the replica EVE Online ships. So we'll see some big ships, but I'll start us off small. Let's see. Okay, gonna upload some.
I want to... Oh,
Okay.
there's one.
Yeah, and if you're in build mode, you could just fly over and look at it. You won't be able to get into it, but
Oh, okay. I'll get in build
Very
mode then.
Yeah, I'm getting into build mode.
Yay, build mode.
so that's
I'll
like
let you-
a pretty small ship
Okay.
that players would fly.
Can you rotate it around a little bit?
Our ship or that
Yeah,
one?
your ship, your ship.
I do that.
You can fly around it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
if you're in build mode.
Is there a way to fly faster in build mode?
Shift. Hold shift.
Yeah, hold
Oh,
ship.
jeez, oh, peeps.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wow. All right.
All right.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. What is this model called?
This is the Amar Executioner.
Okay, cool.
From Eve. Yep.
And then
What's the button
let's
you
see.
have to hold for rotating around your point?
What do you mean? The
Pivoting, like
Rotate
pivoting.
around your point.
Pivoting on the axis, yeah.
Is it...
X, Z and X?
Mm.
Or at
No,
least
I
on
mean,
mine.
I mean the cinematic button. I'm
Oh,
not sure what
that's-
it's called in English.
It's
Type.
like that straight up. No, it's one of the slash buttons.
above
Okay.
enter?
Either forward slash or backslash. I don't know which one is which.
Somebody's saying
Doesn't
Z
really
or
make sense.
C?
Back.
Oh, backslash.
It's the one above enter.
Mm.
Uh-oh. But he's salvaging our ship. Stop it.
Oh, whoa. Yeah. That other
No,
ship
they're
over
okay.
there.
we're all right.
You
Okay.
can salvage the ship as long as it's not overheating.
Okay, so let me get in another one. Gotta upload it. We'll go a bit bigger, I guess. I don't have many very large ships, but I can show you a very large hull, which isn't finished.
Okay.
Sure.
So let's see.
I like the fact that you can upload ship designs, so it's kind of like if you spend the time building it, you've got it all always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
So it's based on whether or not you have the resources in your inventory when you try to load it. Is that correct?
Basically, if you upload a ship, it's available in the shop, and you can get a meta item off of it, which represents the blueprint. And then you can fill in the blocks in this blueprint. So basically, you have a list of everything you need, and you can say add block or add all blocks I have available right now, and it will add those blocks to the blueprint. And once it's at 100% of its blocks, you can spawn it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of an outdated system since we now have shipyards, and in a shipyard it kind of works like a factory. So you can kind of put your raw resources in on one end, and it will produce the whole ship design on the other end, even if
Wow.
you just upload it.
All right,
That's
so
cool.
I am actually going to ask you to get out and follow me, because this one has quite the interior that I can show you around.
Oh, yep. You don't have to ask me twice. Okay, so oh, your skin
one in
looks
front here?
scary, by the way.
I'm a robot.
Oh, is it the cormorant?
Yeah, cormorant.
Oh no, I can't get
Oh
out.
man, you even have the
It's the back. You can get out the
launchers
back.
on the bottom.
Oh, it's
That's
in the
pretty
back,
cool.
that's right.
How do we even get there?
Oh,
Okay.
Zenerin is
Do you have
flying around on his ship.
Do you have a
Yeah.
core?
Can you come pick me up? Here, I'm really close to you.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
I'll-
getting.
Where are
I'm
you?
getting some cores to you
Where are you? Oh, I see you, Trey.
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
wherever you are.
I'm coming. I'm
Awesome.
coming. All right, thank you.
There we go.
Okay, so
I'm going to
snap,
align.
somebody shot my ship.
Oh no.
Please
That
don't
wasn't
shoot
me.
the ship before we've seen it. We need to see it first.
I'm spawning some cores here if you want to use them.
Okay, so go to the
do you have
front
any
and go
spaceship?
underneath.
Or not.
I'm stealing a spaceship.
See that like lit up area?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's where we'll start.
Okay, I'm attached.
Okay.
Okay. We have
Wait
a nice
for
door
me.
here.
Oh, a door.
Oh man.
Hey.
Look at that.
Wait for me! I overshoot the ship.
Very impressive
So
there.
far, I'm trying to
We
get
have
to you
some
guys.
gravity here.
I'm not experiencing gravity. Oh wait.
Wait, there is.
Yeah,
So,
we
Do you have to
some
touch
blocks
the
here.
ground?
There is garbage.
No, the gravity
Oh,
module is
Nars,
one.
I'm gonna go and pick you up, right?
Okay, I'm in the gravity.
Okay,
Oh,
we'll wait
your
for
your skin looks really cool.
Don't shoot my lord, no.
Why am I not gravity?
You have this green block over here has the is the gravity module in the cargo bay.
Oh, you have to touch it.
You have to activate it.
Just,
Oh,
uh,
okay. It's per
just use
person.
the
It's
core,
not
I
per the
spawn
ship.
another one.
Which key activates F?
It's
R.
R.
Oh, R.
Okay.
Oh, we can fly in these? This is so funny.
Wait.
Yeah, we can fly in this.
This is great.
Hold on, I
Use
think I've
Shimmy,
goofed
Jimmy.
up.
Shift to brake.
Oh,
you
there
are.
it is. Okay, I'm in gravity now.
Okay, so we'll wait for
And
her.
we kind of have to enter here. If you can you see me?
Are you
Where-
the
Yeah, exactly right. Now
Huh?
get out, and we should be able to align if you press spacebar.
Yay!
Yeah, this is cool.
Okay, so gravity's over here.
Yeah, touch the green block on the bottom to get gravitied.
Green block.
Is that a verb? Gravitied.
Gravitied.
Garbage.
Schema's over here.
What?
Behind you.
Ah, there. Looking
Okay.
at the wrong thing.
All right, take us on the house tour, of course.
Oops.
All right,
I
so we
stepped out
have
the back.
we have oh no.
That was me.
And on this site in 1776, nothing happened. Nothing.
We have a nice elevator here, so like if you went in there, you could take it up.
Should we? Should we?
Yeah, we can go in.
You're the tour guide. I don't wanna break the rules. This is your house.
This is huge.
Oh yeah. I build with RP in mind.
The
so,
door
like,
opens. What?
Yep.
So
There's
do you
a lot of
guys
logic behind that.
do you guys have any machinima folks in your community people who make movies using in-game engines?
There are some, yeah.
That's cool.
We
So
have,
this is like
there are
a-
some Halloween episodes, for example, that Chris and friends have made
That is so
We have,
cool.
on
That
a
was the
spooky
cafeteria.
ghost ship.
Oh yeah, nice. Spooky ghost ship. This is like medical bays. So we have a medical bay on the ship.
Yeah, if you ever lose HP, you can go up to these blocks and press R, and it will heal you a little bit.
That is so cool. I feel like I want to turn my flashlight off in here because it's already well lit. Yeah, I'm turning my flashlight off.
No, don't close the door, Snowbeard. We were closing and opening the door on each other. So we can come back. If you come all the way back to where the elevator was,
Oh, I'm heading back.
there's quite a bit more. We've got
Is there a
like
way to run faster?
no, unfortunately, not yet at least.
Sick bay. Yeah, it's a pretty sick bay.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's pretty sick.
Sick bay.
But is it a wicked bay? Is it a
Is
sick,
it a wicked sick bay?
sick nasty?
Oh, this is like the dorms.
We wouldn't want a sick nasty bay.
No, we wouldn't.
Red Bay.
Oh, this
We
is
have like a
briefing
big meeting
room.
room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah, that's so cool. Does it do projectors? Project out there?
I wish. I wish.
Obey my authority.
So,
Go,
if
go.
we go up.
Yeah, I need to know when this game is going to have holograms so we can get our holodeck going. This is so cool, though.
So, this is the tactical bridge, which is like where, they're firing their guns and stuff.
Fire the gun.
That actually works. You can activate the force field right here.
There's,
It's to make it look like a.
Oh, okay.
yeah, like a little map or something.
That's super cool.
So, in Eve, all of the ships are piloted by the Capsuleer, which is basically a guy inside a pod controlling it with his mind. So I have this thing in here in this back room where the pod can dock, and then there's a door above us so we can escape. It's like an escape pod.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, capsuleers.
Nice.
Is that what the button does? Don't press the button.
Press the button.
No, the
Ejects.
button just covers it up.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. There you go.
So yeah, you get in the ship, and then you can either jump out or you can switch over to the mothership.
This is either Eve or Star Wars.
This Eve.
Like I know, but
Oh well.
where Darth Vader comes out.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen that YouTube video? Darth Vader throws a temper tantrum and he keeps closing the door. He opens the pod and closes the pod. I suggest you all look at it because it's hilarious.
So if we go back down to the bottom of the stairs,
Only know the door stuck video.
just so I got
Door
everybody unlocked,
stuck. Door stuck.
then we can go to the actual bridge. Oh no, wait, that's not it. That's just a room. It's over here. The Eve ships are very weird. They're very asymmetrical and stuff.
Hmm.
You like
I'm
that?
not sure they make any sense actually in reality, but it's pretty cool. So we got this like nice cockpit area here.
Hmm.
So
You
like,
can see
sit
the
in
rest
these,
of the
like-
ship.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
really nice.
Uh,
Quite the view.
Heck yeah.
That's our glass, right? Yeah, that's our glass.
We have a turret up there. So like if you look at the turret, I am in it moving it around.
Oh, and you're doing that from
And-
right here.
Yeah, and I can shoot a missile at this like asteroid or something.
Shoot, shoot.
Do it.
Pew!
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I missed it.
I see the damage.
Oh, and it shows damage numbers.
I see the damage. Wow. That's really
Alright.
cool.
That's pretty sweet. It's a nice view. All right, so that's in terms of Eve, that's a destroyer. For some people in StarMade, that might be a little bit bigger. They might consider this like a cruiser or something. Really depends on each player's tastes and stuff.
Hmm.
I don't have like finished hulls between this and Battleship. I have a Battleship hull if you want to look at that. That's pretty big.
Yeah. Yes. We want a biggin.
The bigger the better.
This is so
Um,
much fun. I want to
Okay,
see this.
give me a second. Stay in the cockpit area. I'll put some
Oh,
build
okay.
blocks down because you're either gonna want to fly around and look at this or be in build mode.
Oh,
So I
thanks.
put them right there next to the door.
All right. I hopped in one.
Cool. I
Just
will
gonna
get it.
swap you the ship.
I will get this uploaded. It may take a few moments.
No problem.
So if you're in build mode, you can just continue exploring.
And then, so wow, this is answering one of the questions that I was asking. Is what is the largest ship that you guys have seen? So this is gonna help
And
get
this
us.
isn't even the largest ship. Or
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah, this is.
What's that?
Shields down.
Whoa! The
Whoa.
schema's got the
Who's shooting us?
he's got the OP laser.
Oh, he's destroying the
A
cockpit's
handheld OP
destroyed.
I
laser.
needed an exit here.
He just blew it up.
Nice.
That's really cool.
That's funny.
Okay, so it's 180 kilobytes out of 530. So it'll take a moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a few other ships. They're all very small, and they're all, of course, Eve's ships still.
Mhm.
The others might have some ships. If there's a few other regular players on, they might have some ships for us to show off as well.
I think Mine Lord said he had something pretty big.
Cool. All right, yeah, we'll take a look at some other things. Just spawn in random stuff. Hopefully, none of them are terrible phallic shapes or something.
All right, hold on. I just realized the recording's chugging, so I'm gonna start and stop the recording here real quick. Start.
Where the cockpit used to be. That's hilarious.
There we go. Nice. There we go. Every block has a purpose. Yes. Yes, it seems to, doesn't it?
Okay, so it's in. It's ready to be loaded. It's gonna spawn in front of us. It's gonna be huge.
All right. Let's
All right.
see it. Oh.
Whoa! Holy crap! That thing is huge.
I thought this was a big
So-
ship. Look at this.
Oh, it's still loading, by the way. So once you get to the end of it, then keep going.
Oh, you're
Are we
kidding.
Yeah.
at the back of it?
Yeah,
You're at the
looking at
back. Yep.
You may not actually be able to
Sniper
load the entire thing. I don't know how many like chunks this is made of, but the default setting I think is 5,000. If
Yeah.
you've got a, oh, it is. It's 15.
Yeah, it's still not enough for the thing.
You
So-
should be good at 20. I mean, that's what I have mine set to, but don't do that if you don't have a solid PC.
So we won't be able to view the whole ship in one.
And one thing.
Yeah,
you have
you
to
can't.
like,
It's like loading
unless
as
you
in-
restart, basically.
I have the entire thing loaded in, so I think you guys will be fine. If its default is 15 and I'm at 20, then you should be all right.
Oh my!
I can't
even,
see the
like,
whole thing.
whole thing. Yeah, I can't see the whole thing. Like as I move, I like it like
Yeah.
loads.
This has an event horizon. Oh, I got to the
and
front.
the entire
You
thing, so that was
despawn
pretty-
the other ship
Oh, somebody.
a little bit.
Okay. I thought somebody was crashing into the front of your ship.
Oh, I flew through it with my.
I'm rotating. I
Pretty
think somebody
big.
bumped me.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I can just barely from the front see the back. Actually, I'm not even convinced that's the back. It is not.
Nope.
You
No,
can
there's a-
change
there's
the
a
max
flat part.
segments in game, but it may not work depending on multiplayer. If you go to the settings and then graphics, I think there's something. Yeah, there's a max segment drawn at once, and you can up that to, yeah, like 10,000 maybe.
It's at 15.
It may not work to apply in game since it's a very costly operation, since it has to make sure that every operation currently going on is done. So once you do that, you may have to restart the game.
It actually worked. It actually worked.
But yeah, if it works, then it's fine. Yeah.
So obviously this thing is empty and it can't even move. But this is, in terms of EVE Online, a battleship. In terms of StarMade, it's probably something that a player would use as their flagship or a capital ship.
Okay.
And this is about as big as most players will build. There are, of course, the crazy ones that are building even bigger than this, and you know they've been working on those ships for like a year or more, which is really crazy. But,
so when it
yeah.
comes into terms of like controlling a ship of this size with weapon systems, with shield systems, do you need a crew to pilot a ship this big?
No, you don't.
No, technically no, you don't. When we have crew, they'll be able to do a lot on a ship this size.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be able to like give you bonuses and benefits, and if they've got like a scanner system under their control, then you know they can perform better scans or something. But that's not in yet. But that is the plan. Because a lot of these ships are pretty empty. There's nothing going on with them because there's no crew members.
They look kind of smallish, even because there are not a lot of details going in right now. So if you would implement those details, like some ships of Skyward Luke, for example, which have a lot of details, and they are a lot smaller than this ship, but they look a lot bigger because all those big areas you see right now, if they have actual details, it looks a lot bigger. Right now, the only method to scale the actual size of the ship is to go near and to actually look how small one little block is in relation to this whole thing.
Yeah.
I have a lot of work cut out for me with this thing. All the windows that you see will have a room behind it, which is a lot of stuff to fill.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is huge. Oh my. So how many planets are consumed in creating one of these things?
I have no idea. I've never tried to build the full blueprint as it stands. I am sitting at 699,000 blocks.
Wow.
And that is unfilled. There are easily ships that range in the millions that have come in this size.
Jeez.
Yep.
That is crazy. So, let's see. Let's blow a planet up. That's one thing that we haven't done yet. Do we have a ship nearby where we can blow a planet up?
Do you want to see...
Probably have, yes.
I think one of the players wanted their
Do you have a planet eater, like a salvager, that can eat a planet? That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I would love that.
I think I have one, but I can't remember what it's called. Let me see.
Ainsley
have it in
says the Cherokee can kill a planet. Let's see if that's on here. The NFD Cherokee. Okay.
Somebody said that in
Spawn it in.
chat earlier. Someone was like, spawn a
Ooh.
Cherokee. And I was like, spawn a Cherokee? A Jeep Cherokee?
You see the lag of that right now.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is
Yeah, I'm lagging.
this thing is built to kill. That's for sure. There's a lot of turrets. That's probably why.
All right, let me get back in my build block.
That's the battleship. Do you have a salvager that can kind of eat a planet?
Oh,
I think
shoot.
they wanted to blow up a planet.
Either.
Both.
Low one.
Either.
Either
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
This
let's
one looks cool though.
blow.
Very
This
cool.
is huge. This looks even bigger than the last ship.
Are those floating like turrets on the side?
Yes.
Nice.
It looks like they are.
Is this an in-game recipe? Like, is this something that comes default with the game that you can just spawn in?
No. This is something that player built.
Oh,
And
okay.
they uploaded it, and I've spawned it in for them.
You can download it from the StarMade doc and just
Oh, right.
spawn it if you're
Uh.
admin in your single player game,
Wow.
or if you provide the blocks in your multiplayer game.
Right, that's the crazy part. You can download community ship designs. That's amazing.
Oh, this has got quite the interior too. This is nice.
I'm gonna fly inside of it and look. There's 2 planets in front of you. Feel free to just destroy them outright.
Oh, there's a little ship here on the top too.
There
Oh, that's
is?
so cute.
There is
yeah.
there's a ship on the top of it. It's right here.
Tell me when you're gonna explode the planet though, because I want to watch it shoot.
We
if-
we might have to get closer. It's a bit far.
Oh, okay.
If you need
Yeah.
somewhat of a cinematic view, just press Tab and G to deactivate all of the UI, so you can kind of look at it in a more.
Oh, yeah, that is nice.
Wow.
Are you slowly moving forward?
Yes, I am.
You are.
But don't forget to activate it again, because there were some people that deactivated the GUI and then complained that the game was bugged or something.
This is such
Oh,
a
it has a
cool.
bunch of like ships on it inside too. Docked. That's
Yeah,
pretty
there's
cool.
a lot going on with this.
I'm gonna fly inside of it just so I can
It's very
see.
nice.
Beautiful.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Nice colors.
Oh, man, those cannons. Jeez.
Look at the blocks inside of this. Like there's
We,
huge power cells, and they're attached to thrusters. Oh, there is a hangar bay in the back. Look at this
Yeah.
hangar
Yeah,
bay.
on top. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna spawn in a ship in front of me, and we can blow that up before
Okay.
we get to the planet.
Okay.
All
That's
right.
why
I
it's
need
like
I need to
right now.
test out the weapons anyway. Okay, so if you guys all see the ship in front.
Hold on, hold on. I'm
Something
still
is
in the ship. Hold on.
lagging really
It's still
hard.
loading. It's still loading. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Ah, okay, fine now.
It's like I can't even zoom out enough to see how grandiose this ship is in comparison. All right, yeah, now I got it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty damaging.
Did you
That
shoot?
took a little. Yeah, he shot.
Oh yeah.
I missed it.
Oh, I see
wow.
it. It's just now happening on my screen.
There you go, right there. Ooh.
That's going
jeez.
through quite
Yeah,
a
it's
bit of
going
my
straight
ship.
through it.
Is
My
it-
ships are not built to PvP, so this will not survive. It's actually gone straight through the ship, the entire length of the ship.
Wow.
Oh
It's
shoot.
like I'm on this. I'm like I have a side view of it, and it's funny just watching the shots just go straight through and come out the other side.
Let me get
Wait.
towards the cannon.
Am I still on the ship?
You might be in the build block on the previous ship. That's where
yeah,
I
am
am.
on the build block on the previous ship.
All right, shoot through it. Shoot holes. Oh, I see. You are going right through it. Cut it in half.
Oh gosh.
It's pretty
Probably
awesome.
could cut it in half.
Oh my gosh, you could cut it in half.
Now, what's crazy is that if this ship was like going up against itself, it would actually be a long fight because that's how powerful the shields are and stuff.
Is the ship structurally falling apart in front of us?
Um,
Oh no,
it's not overheating yet,
I'm just looking at power. The power.
but it probably won't take long. No,
Mm.
it's already. Yeah, it's pretty much done. It's done for.
But yeah, you said it yourself. You don't really build your ships in PvP spec.
Well, even so, this ship is like a couple times larger than the one I spawned in. So,
Yeah, true.
I guess we can try and go blow up a planet. I don't know if it will, but they said it will, so we can try. I'm gonna take it down closer to the planet. If you, I guess, maybe need to get closer, we can teleport you over, just to make it simpler.
Mm.
'Cause
Yeah.
I know some of us aren't with the ship I'm in.
Yeah, I am not in that ship. I am in the build block
Yeah,
of,
me
a,
too.
of a different ship.
Actually, I'll save us some time. I'll just teleport myself and you guys. This thing takes forever to stop. Oh my god. It's so good. Okay.
Excellent. This is so much fun. Thank you so much for showing us this. This is truly a very deep game with a lot to it. And especially when you throw in this design, it just gets so much more complicated just to see such complex ships. I mean, I've seen some pretty complex stuff happen in Minecraft, but I feel like these ships are very complex even by those standards. Maybe that's just me though. Also, though, you guys do have better build tools, I would say. Unless, I don't know much about Minecraft, but I'm not sure Minecraft
mean-
has these brushes that you have in the planes like you have.
In Minecraft, you're building onto a existing world, and in StarMade, you kind of go from scratch.
Mm.
So you kind of have to have some kind of tools, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you teleport already?
I left. I'm gonna bring you guys over soon.
Okay.
And by the way, guys, I know we got a lot of viewers right now. If it's your first time tuning into the broadcast, make sure to hit the follow button. I'd love to see you tune in again to my channel sometime. But also, go out onto YouTube and look up the LFG podcast, the namesake of which is over there, and watch our previous episodes, because I'm sure if you've enjoyed this, you will enjoy our previous episodes where we look at a series of other indie games and we interview the devs from them. And hopefully it'll grant you exposure to a bunch of games you haven't heard of and a bunch of games that are excellent, and get a little bit of insight on how those games were designed. This is the season finale of Season 1. We may or may not be doing a Season 2 depending on the feedback from each and every one of you. So if this is content you definitely want to see, please go out on our YouTube videos and make comments like, I like this, I would like to see more. Please, Kate, thanks, bye. Because
Are you all on the Cormorant?
I
Yeah.
I see a
am.
few of you here. Just make sure you're attached, because I'll bring us over to the other ship.
Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I'm aligned. Am I aligned? I'm aligned. I'm on the gravity of that ship, yeah.
Follow
Okay.
these people.
I'm somewhere completely different, but that's all right.
Well, you've been flying
Where-
your
where
own
did
ship,
you-
which is nice.
Yeah, I've
Oh
been
yeah,
flying mine.
we're closer now to the planet.
Okay.
I'm s-
Where are you trying to warp us?
I brought him closer to the planet. I'm gonna jump into the.
Oh.
Oh my.
I
Having
am
Where did I go?
somewhere in space now.
Okay, I'm good. I'm pretty close to that planet.
Our home
Do you,
planet?
do you see the planet?
I see the planet. I don't see the
Oh, wait.
big ship
Oh,
though.
let's make sure it's not your home planet. We don't want to blow it up.
Which planet is it? What sector is it actually?
Sector
Did I
5,
just-
112.
I don't remember, so.
I don't remember ours.
I don't think that was it.
No,
it
that's
is-
not it.
There's 2 of them there. I don't know which one it is.
The lower
Sure.
one, I think it's ours.
Which, I mean, it's not gonna matter, right? This is a test server. This is what
Yeah,
it's
Is
for.
that
Blow it
the-
up. Blow
Yeah.
shit up. Come on.
Okay,
Not
we'll
our
try.
planet.
Oh, I'm just now loading in the Cherokee. I can see it now.
Yeah, it took a
Okay.
little while for it to like. I flew next to it, and then it took a couple seconds. There.
All right, so this is the ship that's assaulting the planet. It's
The health of the planet is going down.
that's excellent. I'm gonna try to
Uh,
load in the
getting-
entire ship that you're shooting, real quick.
Oh god, there it goes.
Oh, I missed the planet exploding, but there it goes in
God.
some very precise chunks.
Wow, that actually worked better than I anticipated.
Wait, where is it going? How come it's moving like that?
It's blown up.
It's blown up.
It blew up
those
from its
chunks are
core.
forever gone.
Bye bye. Let's do it again. I want to watch it explode this time. I was watching the ship and then the planet flew apart.
Can
saw the planet.
this time? Is this our planet? The next one over there?
That red one?
Might be.
Let me give a demonstration what the OP missile launcher can do.
Oh.
Okay. Is that your personal weapon as a dev?
Kinda, yeah. It's my signature weapon.
Where is it? I can't see.
Is it the red one?
But Alderaan is a peaceful planet. We have no weapons. That doesn't matter. Blow it up.
We need the air of this planet.
I think there's wait, hold on a second.
This is so cool. That's all the more incentive to play this game and build big ships, just blow planets up. That would really screw over. Is that like a technique to screw over lower level players? Like destroy all resources in a galaxy? Like,
There's so
Yeah,
many people that do that.
It's pretty ineffective though, since well, you can just move on.
oh, okay. Yeah, I guess there's pretty much nearly infinite other area to go.
From where you're standing,
Did
the bridge of that ship,
someone warn
There's a-
me? No.
there's a closer planet below you, like underneath
Oh.
the ship that you're on.
I've
Oh,
stolen
I
a
see
turret.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Can-
It actually kind of
Okay.
looks like you're drifting towards it.
Oh, okay. Should I pilot this? I think with the OP pistol, the cockpit actually got destroyed.
Yo, no, that's fine.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's fine.
Just
Yeah, I
make sure
can
you
see
see the
it.
planet.
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
And it's
Are you on the
fully-
surface?
Fully loaded, and now I'm not on the surface. I wouldn't dare because I would die.
All right, I'm watching it. blow that thing to pieces.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm waiting until the planet comes into view on the stream.
Oh, okay. All right. It should be good. I'm
You
like,
can get a lot closer than that.
yeah? Okay.
I can get him closer.
You should be able to actually see the full planet in terms of blocked.
Hey, the ship is moving. Yay.
It is moving.
Let's not stand in the way of one of these plates.
Will it cause collateral damage?
No, the
No.
collision is off, but we don't want to collide with it.
Ah. Uh-oh, I
That's
fell off.
fun for the
I fell
server.
off.
Oh no!
I don't know where I am anymore.
You are
Look up.
just underneath us.
Yeah, I should be just fine. Blow this bad lad to pieces. Oh, and you're gonna use the dev's OP gun, right?
Yep.
Alright, I am excited to see what it does.
Okay, I'm just gonna see where you guys
Oh,
are right now.
Trying to align
Ah,
myself.
you are on that side of the planet. Okay.
I
Okay.
can see planet pieces floating off in the distance.
Well, let's just start shooting.
There it goes. I see you shooting it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's chunking it.
Oh wow!
man.
Oh wow!
It's,
That is crazy.
you're blowing craters in the planet.
That's insane. I'm going to a building block and seeing it better.
Oh, that's so cool.
There
Oh,
are-
Gosh. I went into a building block and now I'm in the planet watching it fall apart.
Oh shoot, I should have done that.
Holy crap! It's so crazy in here.
Wow. So is there a
Yeah.
weapon of that variety that is it like a missile type weapon,
It's a
missile class?
Yes.
So
The
a planet or excuse me, a ship could technically get a missile class weapon of this strength or similar strength and blow a planet up like this, like instead of just using the laser beams.
hardly, kind of, yeah, but this is way above kind of what is reasonable to get.
And you're holding
this
it you're holding it in your hand as a pistol. Pew 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 bang bang,
Yeah.
right?
Nice.
Oh, I like
So
this.
I mean, it took a lot of time to get the missile damage actually right, since it now actually behaves according to armor. So basically, if you have an armored door and a missile hits you, then you won't be having any damage beyond blocks that aren't actually taken out. So it does even take into account how strong a block is. So if you have stronger blocks, like a column of really strong blocks, and you hide behind those blocks, then those blocks won't be taken out, and you have kind of a crater that grows like in a V pattern beyond those. So the missile damage is now very accurate, and it took a lot of time to get it right, especially with this kind of amount of processing done. Since this are a few thousands of blocks calculating in the matter of a second, and it has to be done in a thread. But this thread is, well, it's kind of hard to synchronize this thread since it's happening in real time in a way. So
Yeah. Understood, man.
Wow. Tritemare,
Are
you
you
should
gonna-
totally go and build mold and go on the planet and see it. It's like totally devastated.
I will. I'm gonna head over to that cockpit where the build blocks are. It shouldn't take me but a few more seconds to get over there, actually.
And all that information is actually transmitted by the server to the client, so it's 100% accurate to what I hit on the server.
Wow. Damn. All right. I'm almost to the build block, so I can get a like up close and personal view of this just chunking. Does it send debris flying too?
Yeah.
That's cool.
You can
Yeah, it
change
kind
how
of
much
has-
debris is displayed.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Basically, the debris will automatically adapt to how fast your game is currently running. So if you are currently getting a lot of frames, then a lot of more debris will show, up to a point where it's starting to lag, and then debris will just fade out or not show at all. So it will
Okay.
never slow you down, but it will just show enough debris so your graphics card doesn't suffer from it.
Nice. All right, I am much closer to the planet now. Blow some holes in this bad boy.
I'm on the other side.
I see. I
can
could still
fight.
see it though. I could still see it. I'm gonna rotate to that side of the planet where you are, or go to
Let me
the
go- I go
untouched
to the
one.
other side since this side is kind of wasted already.
You blew it up. This is a pretty planet too. Before we killed it, it was nice and green. Had a lot of resources, apparently.
It's even prettier now.
All right. I'm not sure which side that you're on now, but it's
I
okay.
tend to blow stuff up.
Yeah, it's okay.
once
Just blow it
I'm,
up. This is so satisfying. Somebody said, I think this would do well on consoles. I'm not sure the ability for consoles to even render this game.
This is very CPU heavy, so this would probably not do that well on consoles, unfortunately. Also, it got a lot of controls, like a lot of buttons you kind of have to know, and I mean, it kind of would work on consoles, but the universe and everything else would have to be much smaller. That's
Whoa.
giant.
Oh,
I
you
glitched.
hit the core.
Oh, is it gone? Is the core gone?
It's invisible, at least.
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty. That's so pretty. I'm gonna fly into the middle of the atmosphere. Oh, this is so cool. Wow.
This is weird.
Yeah, I don't think I can render that many blocks. It's chugging pretty hard, but this is amazing to see this planet kind of just cratered from the inside. That is awesome. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, boys, I think we're at time, if I'm not mistaken. Is that true? I think we're getting close, if not have hit it, because it's a 5-hour mark of the broadcast. That seems about right, right?
Yeah.
Next time we'll run a timer. But anyway, would you like to begin wrapping it up? Let's go ahead and do our outros. Let's take a look at the agenda, make sure I'm not skipping anything on the agenda. Any good questions you guys wanted to fire off before we were done here? And then...
I did want to ask, the resolution doesn't support 5760 by 1080.
It does in the next version.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah.
All right.
I fired it up and I wanted to put it into the full 3-screen
Yeah.
widescreen madness.
The thing is that custom resolutions aren't actually a problem, but I kind of pulled up and implementing that you can actually put a number in them. So I'm putting in numbers manually, which doesn't make much sense, but in a way it works. But so yeah, I added your number already since I saw the Google Doc, and it will be in the next dev version and in the next release.
Nice. I think this is the first in-game change that we've had come from the podcast, so GG.
Also, since you're playing on this insane resolution, there will be an update for the GUI that you can actually scale it, because on 4K resolutions the UI gets so small that you can't actually read it.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Well, now that we've got all of the burning questions out of our bellies, let's go ahead and do some social media plugs. My name is Tritemare. I am a broadcaster of the Team 2G broadcast team. I'm a variety streamer playing a multitude of games. So anytime that you tune into my broadcast on twitch.tv/Tritemare, you will see me playing something different, generally speaking. Please make sure to hit the follow button before you exit the broadcast today, and remember to comment on this episode and all other episodes of the LFG podcast on YouTube so we can continue planning this project. You can find me on all social media at Tritemare, Tritemare, like a trite nightmare. Got it. How about you, Nars?
Hello.
Hello guys, I'm Nars. You can find me at @1_Nars on Instagram and Twitter, and on Facebook it's just Nars. That's pretty much it. And you can also follow me on my website ggvogue.com for events and updates on upcoming games, especially in the New York City area. We do like parties and stuff like that. So yeah, check that out.
Follow.
Mr. Zenerin?
Yeah, I'm Zenerin. I work for Broadsword Online Games as a developer for Dark Age of Camelot. You can follow us at darkageofcamelot.com or on our Facebook page.
Excellent. And now how about you, Mr. Schema?
Follow. Yeah. What should I say?
Where can we find you on social media? Who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, you can find the game in Steam or at star-made.org. And you can play the game for free. Basically, the demo is the full game. It doesn't have any detriment over if you buy the game, so you can try it out as long as you like, and if you like the game, you can buy it if you like. So, yeah, that's basically it. I myself, I'm kind of streaming sometimes, but not this game. When I stream, I kind of do NES speedruns. If you're into that, you may follow me at Schemax, my Twitch handle. But yeah, mainly you find us at star-made.org and try the game, and if you like it, play it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that there wasn't one among us who didn't enjoy this game, so I would highly recommend doing so as well. I think it'll be a good investment of your time. This is where I would do a next episode announcement, but currently this is the finale of the season, and I do appreciate your viewership. So thank you very much for tuning into the broadcast. I am going to stay live right now, but I am going to end this broadcast, and I do appreciate, yet again, you guys tuning in. So we will catch you next season, potentially, on the LFG podcast.
Yeah. Ooh.
So take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Whee!
Bye-bye.